This is Ada Cougar Football, presented by the Chickasaw Nation.
Ready.
Brought to you in part by Ada Nissan, Classic Cake, Carter County Dodge and Hyundai, CTS, Fenton Ford, First United Bank, Great Plains Kubota, Hilltop Dodge, Landrum ENT, Laser Zone, Simmons Bank, State Farm Agent Don Carpenter, T&W Tire, Vision Bank, and Wild Rose Place. Now, let's go live to the action with the voice of Ada Cougar Football, Kenny Morrison.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ada Cougar Football at KADARadio.net on your live stream, 99.3 on your radio. I'm Kenny Morrison alongside Trey Kinley, Carter Kinley, our engineer, Mason Lee on camera tonight from Stilwell, Oklahoma, as the Ada Cougars try to extend a win streak from 6 to 7, 6-0 on the season, taking on the Indians of Stilwell. Cougars 3-0 in 4A4 district play. The Indians come in 2-3 overall. They're winless in 3 district games. Cougars won this game a year ago at Ada 55-zip, and trying to, you see the Cougars warm up, trying to extend again a great start to the season, Trey Kinley, as we head on the road for the second consecutive week, the longest road trip of the year, and a little test for this Cougar team, a 3-hour trek for them up here on the bus to Stilwell.
Welcome to Eastern Time Zone, folks.
That's right.
It's actually almost 7:30 here where we're playing this game. Not really, but it sure felt like it on the drive up. Looking to go 6-0, or 6-0 for the first time.
Already 6-0
for the first time since 2012.
Yeah, it's a great start. Cougars won last week against Medill on the road, 63-14. As mentioned in the opener, won this game 55-zip a year ago. Held Stilwell to 14 yards of offense, 14 rushing and 1 rushing and 14 passing a season ago.
Yeah, I look for a lot of the same tonight. Obviously, you always have a chance for a big play or a fair catch call not seen or something like that could affect the score and the yardage. But I look for the Cougar defense to dominate tonight like they have all season, really.
Wind could be a factor. It's from the southeast at about 14, gusting to 20 on this Thursday night football for the first of 2 consecutive Thursday night games. I had a chance to sit down with head coach Brad Osteen on Wednesday morning because of a Thursday kick, and the Coach's Corner is up next. This is Cougar Football streaming at KADARadio.net, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation.
Welcome back to Stilwell. Time for Coach's Corner with head coach Brad Osteen. Cougars, third-year head coach. Coach, welcome.
Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Short work week for the Ada Cougars.
Oh,
Back-to-back Thursday games starting tonight. The Cougars come in 6-0 on the season, 3-0 in 4A4 district play, tied with Poteau for the top spot. Poteau ranked second in the state, and Cougars have climbed to number 4 with that 6-0 record, with a lot of football left in front of us. So this is getting that time where it's pretty exciting. The Cougars continue to improve. Ada coming off a blowout win on the road, their first road game since late August, hammered Medill 63-14 a week ago, and scored in all phases, Coach. What a performance by the Cougars, not just offensively and defensively, but really you had time now to review it, you and your coaches, all phases of the game. Had a special teams touchdown as well.
100%. That's one thing we're preaching to our kids is we've been playing really, really good defense, and so we've got to play that really, really good offense, really, really good special teams. So playing all 3 phases and to go out and perform all 3 phases like we did, so that was exciting to see. Improve as an overall, as a whole, as a team. So anyway, just really proud of our effort, really proud of our performance of going out and doing what we did in all 3 phases. So we just got to keep getting better.
Coach, you amassed 424 yards of offense last week. Only surrendered maybe 100 and some change. It looks like the defense surrendered 170 some odd yards, I think, a week ago against Medill. Really, again, the balance offensively was really good.
Yeah, being able to come out and throw the football, like we were able to. The short passing game was really, really effective for us. We threw the ball to several different kids, so that was developing that and being multiple and just more of a balanced type of offense, I think, is going to help us. Because we knew early on, and we had talked about it in the beginning of the year, our offense needed a little bit of time. Then we got banged up, and so we knew we were going to be pretty good on defense. And so being able to run the football and play really good defense was going to give us a chance to win those early games and give our kids time to mature. So it's kind of starting to come together, get a few kids back up front. So that'll help us hopefully be more consistent up front, and then just keep improving.
Coach, what does that do to defenses when they have to prepare now as you continue to the play that continues to evolve? I mean, teams had not really saw that much wide receiver screen game and going on, and multiple Roger Case Stafford big game.
Big game by Case.
People are looking for maybe Lakeem or Deontay. And here comes Case with 5 catches and shows some speed on a touchdown. What does that do to defenses?
Well, it just makes them out. They can't just load up to stop one thing. And if they do, then it gives us other options to go to. But throwing that quick passing game stretches that field out, horizontally. And so everybody talks about stretching the field vertically. We want to stretch that thing out horizontally so it opens up running lanes and stuff like that. Then they've got to come up and defend that stuff. Then it opens up the back end a lot more too. So that's just something that we've been working on, and we just felt like it was time to come out and do that type of stuff. And the kids, our receivers have really their blocking has gotten a lot better. I thought it was probably one of the best blocking games for our receiving core, and that's something that we've struggled with is our perimeter blocking with those guys. And I thought they did a fantastic job, and then they did a fantastic job on the fast screens, the outside screens, receiver screens. So just really proud of our performance overall. Obviously we're greedy. We want to be as good as we can be and have a chance to be the best, and so we see the little small things that we can get better at. But when you sit back and you look at the overall picture, we were able to get better as a team in all 3 phases. So, they come out the second half, they come out and drove the ball down on us. And I thought that was good for our defense, get a little humble pie saying, hey, we still got to do things right. And we can't just, just because we played really good defense up to this point, we can take some time off or just, we're going to handle these guys. You still got to go out and handle your business. And so I thought that was a good thing for us because our defense come back and responded, and so I was glad to see that.
Cougars won that game 63-14. Yeah, gave up 1 defensive touchdown. I think we had, a dozen straight quarters of no touchdowns by the defense. And they had a punt return for a touchdown after a fair kick. That was called, and the refs didn't see it, I don't guess. And the guy took it to the house. Crept the young kid. He had some speed down the sideline, but the Cougars kind of stopped on the play. But nonetheless, 63-14 a win. Coach, you head into Stilwell now this week. The Indians here about 3 hours from home. Stilwell, Fort Gibson, you're 6-0. You've risen to number 4. And let's talk about the mental aspect of the rise in the rankings and Poto looming ahead in 3 weeks. You don't look ahead, but you have to preach that message. I mean, as a team, you beat 55-0 a year ago. Kids know they did that. They know they're 0-3 in district play. So let's just get the elephant out of the room a little bit. Let's talk about the message to the kids as you kind of build toward what is hopefully a showdown in a couple of weeks.
Well, the big message we send to our kids is, and you hear me talk about it a lot, is we don't worry about our other opponents a lot, and worry about down the road and stuff like that. We worry about what we can control, and that's the Ada Cougars, and that's kind of how we look at things is go win the day. If the Ada Cougars get better this week, we're going to win. It's simple as that, and just the big message is just get better at your craft, at doing your job, and that will help this team get better as a whole, and not necessarily worry about down the road or even in the back of their mind, the number 1 goal as a team is to go win a state championship. Put that in the back of your mind. That's what you're working for, but worry about today. And that's kind of the message that we kind of started even last year somewhat. I'm going to be honest with you, probably halfway through the season. We quit worrying about or talking about that stuff as much as let's go win today. And when you win today, those good days start stacking up, and it gives you a chance to win that big one, And so that's kind of our philosophy, anyways. Because people in the offseason talk about, well, who's the teams to beat, I don't worry about those guys. I can't control what they do. We control what we do, and then on Friday night we go put it on the line. So that's just a mental aspect we have created as coaches, as a program of. Everybody in the room knows what the ultimate goal is, but how do you get to that goal? Because everybody wants to go win a state championship, but he's willing to pay the price and do the work it takes to get the chance to do that.
Yeah, well said. Third-year head coach Brad Osteen. The Ada Cougars have taken it a day at a time so far, improved in every week. They're 6-0 on the season, going to get a little bit healthier this week. We'll talk about that later in our pregame show. Coach mentioned one name here, Eli Justice.
Eli has been, he's a kid that he's always going to show up every day. He works really, really hard and just does a fantastic job. He's a yes sir, no sir kid. If he doesn't understand, he's going to ask. He's just a really, really good kid and a heck of a football player.
Colton Carlock blocked a punt. Eli took it to the house last week. Eli recovered a fumble, almost went to the house. Had one guy to beat, got him around the legs, and they got him to get tackle.
Eli's that guy that, you know, us as coaches, you really, really enjoy that kid because he doesn't say a whole lot. He shows up, and he's going to work hard every day. Yeah. And you don't have to worry about where his mental status is because he's focused, and I'm just really, really proud of him. And eventually, he's going to be a stud for us. So just really, really proud of Eli. And I talk more about practice, you know, because he's just enjoyment to be around in practice and watch him develop over the last 3 years. It's been fun to watch. Yeah.
Cougars taking on Stilwell tonight. First long road trip of the year. 3 hours getting here, and now it's football time. Diagnose Stilwell for us.
Well, you know, they're 69% pass, yeah. You know, and so a passing attack. A lot of things that they do is kind of like nearly, Coach Shanley calls it backyard football. You know, they quarterback drops back and rolls out and kind of just wanders around back there. And he starts out sometimes at 6 or 7 yards in the shotgun, you know, and so trying to figure out exactly what they're doing, and they'll throw it up, you know, and so they're going to challenge us with that aspect. So we got to maintain our coverage and all those type of things. Their defense, they're basically what I would call a 4-4. They're 4-2, and then those two outside guys, if they got receivers, they're going to split out on them. If there's only one receiver out there, he's going to tighten down and play the defensive end. And they've got a couple of defensive linemen that are pretty good, you know, and so their kids are playing extremely hard. They're playing physical and those type of things. They're just an attack style defense. So.
Offensively for Stilwell, the Cougar defense has to be you got to be disciplined, got to be licking their chops again. They've only given up 70.5 yards passing per game. They've picked off 13 through 6 games. So I know that secondary, they don't mind.
They don't mind. If they put it up there, they're going to have a chance to go get it. So, you know, that's something that's kind of like Medill. You know, they threw the ball a lot, threw the ball a lot before they played us, and they didn't throw it much the other night. Yeah. You know, so that's kind of a compliment to our secondary. Of not testing them out. So anyway, just it'll be fun to watch.
Then you got the defense only allowing 3.3 yards per rush. So right now it's kind of a quandary for offenses that come in facing this Cougar. And that's what you want. You want to make it difficult for them to move the football. 100%. And the Cougars have been good up front, in the middle, and in the back end at this point this far this season. This defense allowing only 6.8 points a game, nothing in the fourth quarter so far this season. Coach, finally, as we wrap up our coach's corner here and get ready to play some football, injury update. I know if we're going to get a few guys maybe back that haven't played in a few weeks, and you're kind of cycling through that process here mid-season.
Sure. The big one we're going to get back, Dawson Matthews is going to play tonight. You know, and how much he plays, it's going to be kind of a feel of how he's had a good week of work. Excited to see him back out there. We should possibly have a chance of getting Makir Sanusi back on next Wednesday. We'll find out next week on him. Then there's a couple others that are kind of lined up to maybe come back the Poto week or even the Broca Bowl week for the playoff run.
All right, Cougar trying to get to 7-0 tonight. And by the way, been waiting on it. Finally happened, and I've watched it in practice, so I had a little insight. Little jump pass. Mo Fisher, how about that? Fisher got the end zone rushing, passing, and he's got him. He got the deflection that George intercepted. That he's been all over the place. Pretty play. Gordon got it right off the turf.
Oh yeah, it wasn't necessarily wide open, and Fisher laid it in there, but you know, it was good to see the excitement of the kids, and that's something that just kind of, you know, breaking some tendencies and doing some things like that. So. Make people have to honor us and not just crowd the box and stuff like that. But it was exciting to watch that play because the kids were fired up. to watch George and Fisher celebrate back there. So it was fun to watch.
Yeah, a lot of fun in the deal. 63-14 was that final. The Cougars hope to repeat performance tonight against the Stilwell Indians here from Stilwell, Oklahoma. This has been the Coach's Corner. Coach, as always, it's my pleasure.
Appreciate
your time on this short work week. Thursday night football, the next 2 weeks, streaming at k80aradio.net. Of course, at Stilwell tonight, Fort Gibson back at Coyisto Stadium next Thursday night as well, before the Cougars then go on the road to Poto the following week. This has been the Coach's Corner with head coach Brad Osteen. Stay with us. More pregame and the starting lineups and more of Cougar Football 2023 right around the corner, streaming at k80aradio.net and a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation.
Welcome back, James Bradley Memorial Field in Stilwell, Oklahoma. Cougar football, 6-0 Cougars, ranked 4th in Class 4A, taking on the Stilwell Indians. Captains at the midfield marker, getting ready to put the coin in the air to see if the Cougars can win another toss. They've won 5 of the 6 this year. Captains are Fisher Marr, Case Stafford, Cord Coffey, and George Maddox, all seniors. Captains for the Stilwell Indians, junior Lucas Stanley, wearing number 4. 88 is Adrian Garcia, and number 9 will be Reese McVeigh. This field runs east and west, second straight east. And the Cougars, the wind will be a factor a bit coming out of the southeast. Some of the both Cougar kickers were knocking through some 42-yard field goals with the wind at their back in the pregame. Trey Kinley.
M&M with CNC in the middle.
It looks like the coin toss has been won by, we'll find out, it looks like they're looking at Stilwell. So as Ada got to call the toss, Ada playing on the road for the second consecutive week. Full slate of 4A4 district games going on tonight. This one, of course, here, the Cougars trying to they get to 7-0. So the Cougars have won the toss. They have deferred.
6-0? Or did we lose it last
Lost
week?
it last week. And Stilwell will receive, and they will move from west to east. We'll take a final break, come back on the other side, and the Cougars will take the field. This is Cougar Football, streaming at k80aradio.net, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to James Bradley Memorial Field. The Ada Cougars have taken the field down below for game number 7. Cougars, again, coming off that impressive win a week ago against the Medill Wildcats, putting 63 on the board, had 9 touchdowns in the contest, had 55 on the board, 8 touchdowns a year ago against Stilwell. Held this Stilwell team to 15 yards of offense, and the defense has been kind of the offense is beginning to click, but the defense has been steady all year long. Trey, this defense, which will take the field first tonight, giving up only 6.8 points per game, 41 points scored against all season long.
34.
Yeah,
I don't count that punt return last week. No, the defense is playing really well. Offense gets Dawson Matthews back this week at the left tackle position or right tackle position. Look for that to maybe spark the running game a little bit. Look for Xander to have another good week. My prediction is Chauncey has a big one tonight. He started off gangbusters, both carries the first 2 times. I think he'll have a good night tonight. That will move. Will Johnson will be the backup tackle at both positions. Give him a little bit of a break for the defensive side of the ball. I don't know. Talk to a coach. Dawson may just see how it goes. Situation with him.
Xander had 4 rushing touchdowns behind a really good offensive line performance a week ago for the Ada Cougars. They scored in a variety of ways. Punt block and a return by Eli Justice for a touchdown. They threw the football in the end zone. 2 different players, 2 touchdown passes, Fisher Marr and Brock Boyles. And keep that in mind for our Mick Cowan trivia question. Part of that question there as we get into this game. Cougars just did it in all phases a week ago. But now a chance to get to 7-0. Fort Gibson next week at home. If you can get through these next 2 unscathed with some wins, sets up a big-time showdown in a couple weeks with the Poto Pirates, 2 top 5 teams in the state right now. Poto number 2, the Ada Cougars rising the polls to number 4. When the Cougars are on defense tonight, let's go ahead and set that for you. They'll have Will Johnson at a defensive end position. Nose guard will be J.B. Coyle. Cord Coffey, by the way, wearing number 87 for the rest of the season. The original number was 34. That's your 3 front linemen. The inside backers are Fisher Marr and George Maddox, 2 leading tacklers for the Cougars on the season with 63 and 62 tackles apiece, respectively. Xander Ryan, Brennan Riddle will be the outside backers. Braden McGilbride getting the start at free safety. The strong safety, Chase Bailey. The corners, Deontay Lindsay and Kamari Richardson. Cougars will kick it off with a pretty
Tyler
good
Walker.
south-southeast wind from the right hash mark at the 40-yard line.
This is unreturnable if he can get a hold of it.
They were hitting it
if they want him to hit it out of the end zone, he has the capability with the wind behind him especially.
These Stilwell numbers a little bit difficult to read. As we'll try to get around the window here as you look down below. But from the 40, Mitchell will put it on the tee, kicking from east to west. Cougar football, the 6-0 Cougars. Game number 7 is underway. Mitchell approaches from the 40. High driving kick headed toward the end zone, and it's through the end zone. There's the touchback for the Cougars. Tyler Walker boomed it as you called it.
Yeah, with that win, Tyler, I mean, we saw 2 great deep kickoffs from Tyler last week over the head of the returners and actually wedged one in at about the 5. It was ideal.
Stilwell throws the football a lot. Juan Martinez, the quarterback, 79 of 131 this year with 1,074 yards through 6 games. He's thrown 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's also rushed for 3. Ball is in his hands a lot. He'll work out of the shotgun formation. Single running back off his hip to the left. You got twin receivers, one right, one left. They're going to run it on first down. Got a little bit of room. Fisher Marr going to grab the running back. And it looks like that 21 Chase Benham or 25?
Yeah, sure.
It's
25.
25. That'll be Malachi Macknick, 5'9", 189.
About 23.
He got 3 yards. Morrow got the tackle. So it'll be 2nd down and 7. Again, they throw it a lot, but they run on first down. Shotgun again for Martinez. Play action looking. Wants to run it up the middle himself. Cougars converge. Maddox in there. Also diving is Coffee as Martinez turned it upfield to the 27-yard line. He got 4 on the run. So the Cougars defense gets them in 3rd down and 3. They've been good on 3rd downs this year. Opponent's 27.6%, making 24 of 87 attempts against this really vaunted and talented Cougar defense. 3rd down and 3. Ball resting on the 27, moving from west to east for the Stilwell Indians. Again, Martinez in the gun. Got trip receivers left, a single to the right. Spread the field. Martinez. Play action. Hit as he throws it over the middle, but it's caught for a first down. At the 40, 45, 50. Cougar territory, 45. A big gain.
Kamari got the tackle.
Kamari got it at the 8 to 43-yard line. The pass was complete to Chocolate. But the quarterback stood in the pocket and took a really hard hit, but give him credit. 31 yards all the way to the 8 to 42-yard line. Chocolate is a good receiver. 32 receptions for the year, 466 yards, leads the club as he just was good after the catch. The ball in Ada territory at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10, directly in front of us. We're behind the Cougar bench on the visitor side. They're going to hand it off to Benham running right. He's bottled up in the backfield and really has not much running room. A couple of Cougars got in there.
Loss of 1, Kenny.
As that was Benham back and trying to see what Cougar's able to get in there. They got an injured Cougar. Looks like J.B. Coyle comes up a little lame after a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11, so Coyle comes up. Will Johnson, I believe, is one of the Cougars in on the play. So we'll take a timeout. J.B. Coyle gets tended to. 2nd and 11. Stilwell driving early. This is Cougar football. Presentation of the Chickasaw Nation.
Yeah, Ashton's in at the nose. Welcome back to the home of the Indians. JB able to get off the field under his own power. A little gimpy. Looked like right leg. He was on his knee and kind of got folded over. But Ashton Rowell in to replace him.
2nd and 11. Martinez sprinting left, trying to turn it upfield. Marr had him. He spun away. Maddox gets him around the ankles inside the 40 to 38. He got 5. He got away from Fisher. You don't do that very often. This Stilwell team came in averaging 20 points a game. They got a little offense, Trey. They give up 27. In their 3 district losses, they've scored.
Yeah, they've
21, 17, and 7.
Players, Kenny, and they got some size on the line.
Going to mark it at the 39 officially. A 4-yard pickup. They need to reach this 32, so it's 3rd down and 7. They converted their last 3rd down and had a big pass play that went for 31 yards. Trip receivers. Martinez sprints right, chased by
there,
Coffey. Cord's got him as he throws it, and he throw it low. Cord Coffey chased the quarterback and got him. Second time Martinez has been hit as he throws through the football. The first time he completed at that time, Cord's pressure was enough to cause a errant pass on the right sideline. Brings up 4th down for Stilwell. 4-down territory into this wind in Cougar territory at the 39.
Martinez is going to come back into the game, so looks like they're going to go for it, Kenny. Sprint to the line here.
McKeven in, McGilbray out. The Cougar 39. Cougar defense trying to get off the field. Stilwell. Trip receivers to the near side. Ball just inside the right hash mark. Martinez looks to the sideline to his coaching staff, and now a timeout by the Indians. This is Cougar football. 8:59 to play. Opening quarter from Stilwell. No score. Stilwell on the move. Cougars trying to get the stop. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back. James Bradley Memorial Field. Kenny Morrison, Trey Kinley, Carter Kinley Engineering, Mason Lee on camera. Big 4th down. Stilwell is driven from their own 25. Opening possession to the 8-39.
Keevan in at safety here.
36 yards on the drive, but they face a 4th and 7. Now they're going to punt.
Punt safe.
So
we got nobody back.
So they're in punt formation from the 50-yard line. The ball is put in the air. High kick. It's going to bound outside the 20, bounce inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. The punt, pretty good punt by Kason Dowdy from the 39 to the 5. So Dowdy punts it 34 yards. No return. And Ada will take over for their first possession. And so Stilwell decided to play it safe and punt the football, and right now it looks like a good decision. They got Ada pinned back at their 5-yard line. We'll set the Ada offense for you tonight. Dawson Matthews back in the lineup, missed 3 games. He's at a tackle position with Isaiah Hayden, Kel Fuller at center, Caleb Suneagle, Ashton Rowell finish out the offensive line.
Xander's going to start in the backfield.
Brock Boyles, the quarterback, will set the rest of the crew in just a moment. Down to our left. Brock takes it, hands it off to Xander, running left, looking for some green grass. He's got it. Down the sideline. This may go 95. Xander turning it on. Your state 400-meter champion has gone the distance. 95. No laundry. Touchdown. Ada Cougars on the opening play. They get Xander to the corner, and the legs were churning. The speed was on, and the Cougars have struck like lightning against the Indians. Lead at 6-0 on a 95-yard cross-country jump by Xander Rhines.
I thought 21 there, Kenny. Chase Benham had an angle on him, but Xander just outran him.
Very simple play from the gun. Just a handoff off the left side, and let's credit the left side of that line. They really opened up some running room. Stafford holds it for Mitchell's extra point on the Marr snap, and the Cougars take 15 seconds. And Xander Rhines finds pay dirt the 5th time in 2 weeks. 8-7. Stilwell nothing. Let's keep it right here. And as the Ada Cougars have done it in a hurry, scoring on their first play of the game, and on a 95-yard run by Xander Rhines, Carter Kinley, I think, has got it queued up for us. Let's watch this once again and just pay attention to the speed, but the blocking up front. I don't think Xander was touched on his route to the end zone. Down to our left. Brock takes it, hands it off to Xander, running left, looking for some green grass. He's got it. Down the sideline. This may go 95. Xander turning it on. Your state 400-meter champion has gone the distance. 95. So the Cougars, one play, 95 yards, and officially a 15-second drive.
Kenny Dustu's got a big block there, sealing the edge. Deontay got a body on the cornerback, but I tell you what else I like is Deontay, after getting the block and Xander passed him, Deontay sprints his tail off and is the second one in the end zone. So if anybody was catching, Deontay's there to get the block.
There's some speed right there. Rhines and Deontay. Walker to kick it off. Again, booms one to the end zone, and they're going to leave it right there. It was caught that time.
I don't think you can bring it out in high school,
You
Kenny.
cannot. Don't even have to go to a knee. So Tyler Walker for the second time booms to the end zone at the 8:34 mark. Stilwell's second possession.
Those touchbacks are easy to stat. Let's keep doing that.
I don't like you getting off so easy. That's pretty easy work.
That's just kick save.
You know, Xander Rhines came in, the leading rusher on the season for Ada. 334 yards on 58 carries, 5 touchdowns, 5.8 per tote. Well, his per carry average just went way up, went 95. That's one of the longest touchdown runs in Cougar history, and not the longest, but when you go 95, you've got to be right up here near in the record book.
I'll look that up here in a minute.
There's a handoff on first down coming left.
Eli.
Yeah, nowhere to go. The running back, that was Trey Chukalate, who plays wide receiver but will run it as well. He crosses to the 23-yard line, ended up picking up 3. Good pursuit by the Cougar defense.
George initially makes the contact. He gets out of it, but Eli was there to pick it up. Eli in for Xander because he's getting oxygen down on the sideline.
Yeah. 2nd down and 7. Chauncey Conway in at a linebacker position, as Trey said. Then you got Deontay Lindsey, Eli Justice in the game, it looks like, on the left side. Chase Bailey at a safety. They're going to run it. Benham running right, runs into his own man. Then the Cougars stonewall him. Cord Coffey's in there. A couple other Cougars getting up off the bottom of the pile.
I'm not going to have any defensive stats until I go back home and watch this.
Again, not the height here, not tremendous. The ball at the 24-yard line. They got one at the height of where we're sitting in the visitors' press box. Offensive line up front, Mason O'Neill, Ryan Willis, Noah Shelley, Ronnie Gonzalez, Adrian Duvall.
Keevan's in at the safety for McGilbray. Kenny, I think he came in at the end of that last
3rd
series.
and 6. Martinez being blitzed, throws it out in the flat. It's caught. And a first down. It's a good timing pattern. Pass complete to Orrin Shelley. LaKeven Richard on the coverage for the Cougars, but a first down again on 3rd down. A nice pass. Good timing to Shelley to the 35-yard line. And a first down on a gain of 11.
Good timing pass. Keeve was a step away from picking it, and then he's got to wrap up there. Don't just use your shoulder.
Second first down for Stilwell. Cougars lead 7-0 on a one-play 95-yard drive as Xander Rhines cross-country jaunt. Martinez in the gun, running backs to his left and right, twin receivers, one left, one right. They got a handoff to Chukalate, trying to get to the edge, being chased. The Cougars really stretched this one out. There's nowhere to go. I think it was George, if I'm not mistaken.
Cord Coffey was getting held, but fought off his block and continued extending it out, and then George was filling the other side. Good sign here, Kenny. JB coming back in.
And that is a 4-yard loss back to the 31. Cougars that time just really a great job. They wouldn't let him turn upfield. They really got that ball stretched out.
Was it Benham again?
It was number 5, Chukalate, on the carry.
Trey, what a name.
Poor guy. 2nd down, 14 from the 31. Martinez in the gun, trips left. Play action, throws a quick pass, caught, but the Cougars are right there. That's Chase Bailey making the catch on tackle on Orrin Shelley, who just kind of set down at the 35-yard line. They'll give him that little 4-yard pass most of the night.
As long as we can come up and tackle like that, Kenny. Struggled on that first pass of the game doing that, so hopefully we can fix that. Keith had the same issue, so we've just got to wrap up and tackle and give up those 4-yard passes on 2nd and 14.
Back to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and 10 now. Pair of receivers right, a single to the left. Deontay has him covered up. Martinez going to roll right. Fisher chasing from the backside. Going to have a hole. Pass downfield incomplete. In coverage is Richardson. Kamari in coverage on a pass downfield. Probably decline this holding penalty, which will bring up 4th down and 10. They love to get Martinez sprinted out. He does a lot of, the Cougar coaching staff will tell you sometimes it looks a lot like some backyard football with Martinez. Very athletic. So a punt again as the Cougar defense is held.
Yeah, JB's getting held there.
He came back in ready to go. Dowdy will punt, or is it against? That's from the ball at the 35-yard line. Cougars have 2 players back.
Kenny, a 25, 30-yard punt into this win would be an exceptional punt. And we're lined up right at 25.
LaKeven Richardson, Kamari Richardson deep at about the 40-yard line. Again, Kason Dowdy, 6'2", 220 junior, averaging over 33 yards a kick, takes the snap, puts it in the air. It's an end-over-end low kick. Takes a bounce, picked up by Richardson, 45, 50, right left sideline, 45, cut back 40, spins, 35-yard line, lunges. Down. That's a great return by Kamari. We'll get exactly where he picked it up. I think it's somewhere around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I'm going to call it the 30.
Got all the way back to the downfield to the 35-yard line in Stilwell territory, where Ada will take over. But the kick return game for Ada has been solid this year. So the kick went from the 35.
Yeah, he got it at the 35, Kenny.
To the 35, so it's a 30-yard punt. And a return of 30 yards. See what Ada does on first down from the 35-yard line. Conway gets the carry running left. He's got some real estate, 30, and drugged down, maybe inside the 30, by Hunter Miller. But Chauncey Conway, a little bit of running room.
Yeah, that punt return was big there, Kenny, because the way that's bouncing, he saved 10 to 15 yards just by fielding it and then added 30 on top of that.
It was Kamari Richardson on the return, again a 30-yarder. Pistol formation, Conway behind Brock, takes a snap, play action, rolling right, throwing downfield, caught to a wide open Fisher Moore, 20, 15, got a block at the 10,
Case.
Cuts inside, Case Stafford, great blocking downfield. Fisher, the flat pass from Brock, and gets inside the 5 all the way down. They're going to mark it right at the 5-yard line, 25 yards, and a Cougar first and goal. You saw a lot of this last week, the Cougars throwing passes, but that one's going to come back. A yellow flag on the field as Brock rolled out. So wipe out a 25-yard pass to Fisher Moore, who caught it in the flat and had lots of real estate. But a penalty against the Cougars moves it back to the 40-yard line. Did you get the call? Was it a hold?
I didn't see it. It's a 10-yard penalty.
It was a hold. Moves it back to the 40-yard line. Cougars quickly to the line of scrimmage. Twin receivers left. Case Stafford, big week last week, catches one over the middle. It went through his hands on a slant at about the 29-yard line. Case a week ago had a big game for your Ada Cougars. Case had 5 receptions, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Brock Boyles a week ago completed 17 of 20 passes for 245 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very efficient. Had a lot of wide receiver screen game, a lot of yak yards for the Cougars. Third down, Cougars at the 40. Handoff to Xander running left, cuts up inside. Gets inside the 35-yard line.
Back to the original.
Wrestled to the ground. So the Cougars again would have had a first and goal at the 5, but a play called back, a 25-yard pass play on a penalty.
They gave him all the way down to the 28, Kenny, or 33.
33-yard, pretty good mark on the run by Xander. He's already over 100 yards on 2 carries.
He brought his average way down there. 4th and 8's manageable.
Your Cougar kickers are making 42-yard field goals in the pregame. This would be a little long. This would be about 50. They're going to have to hurry to get a playoff.
We're going to have to call a timeout anyway.
Yep, they're going to use it. Cougars just get it off. Couldn't get the playoff, so
called timeout.
Couldn't get the right personnel on the field, so Coach Osteen uses the timeout. 3:34 to play opening quarter. Cougars lead the Stilwell Indians 7-0. This is Cougar football, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. 4th and 8. 4th and 8 for the Cougars, ball at the 33-yard line. Cougars trying to overcome a penalty, and they lead at 7-0. 3:34 to play in the opening quarter on a 95-yard run on the first play from scrimmage for Ada by Xander Rhines. On 4th down, you got Deontay Lindsay to the right side. Trip receiver to the boundary side, which is the left side. Ball on the left hash mark. Boyles takes the snap, 2-step drop, lost Deontay's got him wide open in the end zone. Touchdown! Cougars! Deontay Lindsay burns their cornerback on the right side. The Cougars spotted the man coverage, and Brock dropped it in the breadbasket, baby. 33 yards later, the Cougars lead at 13-0.
That a boy, D. Way to catch the ball, kiddo.
You know, we had Lindsay at in our luncheon on Wednesday. And what a hard-working young man. 13-0 Cougars. Lindsey the reception, his 5th touchdown reception of the year. Extra point by Caden Mitchell. He has buried it over the scoreboard, and Ada leads it 14-0. Brock's 9th touchdown pass to 4 interceptions. And on 4th down and 8, the Cougars got man-to-man coverage, Carter Kinley, on the right side. And let's watch it one more time. Hash mark. Boyles takes the snap, 2-step drop, lost Deontay's got him wide open in the end zone. Touchdown! Thing of beauty, Deontay just burned him, Trey. Just got several steps behind the defender. 14-8 after the extra point by Mitchell. Ada on that drive. The TD pass goes 5 plays, 35 yards, set up by the Kamari Richardson punt return of 30 yards. So 5 plays, 35 yards, and took them a minute and 40 seconds. And Ada has jumped on Stilwell 14-0, getting a 95-yard touchdown run by Rhines and a beautiful pass from Boyles to Deontay Lindsey. And
that's a great fingertip catch going back and looking, Kenny, by Deontay. That ball the wind kept blowing it.
Tyler Walker again, high kick. This one returnable from the 7-yard line. They fake the reverse, run it back to the middle, and a really nice tackle by Kyler Gaddis. Got the runner from behind down. Looks like number 5, maybe Chukalate on the return. They get it out to the 22-yard line where Stilwell will set up 1st and 10. Their 3rd possession, first quarter, to 3:19 mark. As a Cougar defense to the field one more time, leading 14-0. Martinez, the quarterback, has a single setback. Got 4 receivers deployed, 2 left and 2 right. Cougars in that 3-4 defense, and a whistle stops play.
False start.
Going to move.
I'm assuming the receiver. I didn't see anybody inside twitch, but
we'll move Stilwell back 5 yards to the 17. Cougar defense up front now. Isaiah Hayden, J.B. Coral, and Will Johnson left to right across the front. Eli Justice, Chauncey Conway, the backers outside. Fisher Moore, George Maddox on the inside. Chase Bailey, Braden McGilbray, the safeties. Richardson and Lindsey, the corners. Martinez back to pass, flushed, throws right, high,
good job,
complete. Eli right in coverage. Eli Justice, a nice job. We talked about Eli in the coaches show, coaches corner with Coach Osteen, and Eli Justice a big week last week, the sophomore, and Coach thinks he's going to be, just as he continues to develop, an outstanding football player.
Yeah, he's a grinder. He's a football player.
2nd and 10 for Stilwell. 3:14 to play. Indians moving from west to east, opening quarter. Ada striking in lightning fashion here in the first quarter. Big plays. Lead at 14-0. Martinez awaits the snap. Rolls right.
Get there.
Screen back to the left. It's open to Benham. Cougars trying to get there, and they do a nice job recovering.
Pretty good job there, Kenny.
That was wide open for a moment.
They had 3 guys on Deontay, and he was able to slow it down a little bit. That's a good play design, though.
Yeah, they rolled right, threw it back to Benham, and he got out to the 37-yard line. 27, excuse me. So he got 5.
10.
That's right. They were back from the penalty. Original line of scrimmage was this 22. So that brings up 3rd down and 5 for Stilwell, wearing the red uniforms, black numerals. Cougars leading 14-0. Martinez, play action, rolling right, had his pass blocked down. George Maddox, he just read the quarterback as they wanted to throw it out to the right side, and George batted it down.
George Grant would have caught that. When you go back and watch this, just know that Grant would have caught it. That's his little brother, Kenny.
Almost took it out of the quarterback's hand. So 4th down, and for the 3rd time in 3 possessions, Stilwell will have to punt the football. Again, you got Kamari Richardson and LaKeven Richardson deep for the Cougars. Sending about the 42-yard line. Dowdy's punt high and deep this time. Yep, got it turned over. Get away from it. It's going to bounce down at the 41-yard line in Cougar territory. So from the 27 to the 41, 32-yard kick.
That's a good punt into this win, Kenny.
Yeah, 32 yards and no return. Young man coming in, averages 33.9 per kick, has a long of 48. For the Cougars' third possession, they've scored on their first two. Will take over first and 10 at the 2 minutes 50-second mark of quarter number one. They started the drive at their own 5, 95 yards in one play. Got a good punt return by Kamari Richardson. Started at the 35 in Stilwell territory. Kind of bogged down because of a penalty. And then the big strike on fourth down from Boyles to Deontay Lindsay.
And great catch by Deontay. He's had some struggles, and that's what we talked about in the luncheon. He just to shake it off, and that was a great catch.
Brock in the shotgun, handed off to Xander, up the middle, cuts back left, and is drugged down at the 45-yard line. Number 81 got him from behind. That's Tyrus Teehee.
Good-looking athlete.
6'4", 235. Got him at the 45. Xander got 4. If you joined us late, Xander already over 100 yards rushing here in the first quarter. Got to show up his state championship 400-meter speed on the first play.
He's got 3 carries for 106.
4 receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Brock back to pass, looks left, throws, caught. Deontay over the middle on the slant, got some room. He's headed to the end zone again. Deontay, no way you're going to catch him. Another Cougar touchdown. No laundry. 55 yards. Boyles put it on the money. Deontay was elusive after the catch, and for the second time in 2 possessions, the Cougars go Boyles to Lindsay and light up the Indians. Lead it 20-0 with 2:11 to play in the first quarter.
Great job there by Brock, hitting Deontay right in stride for the yak, and there was contact. Deontay strong enough to run through it, and then you see the speed.
Caden Mitchell trying to go 3 of 3 on extra points. Case Stafford off the Fisher-Marsh snap. And Caden Mitchell has got the extra point. Ada leads at 21-0, 2:11 to play. And the Cougars striking so quickly in this game. The second touchdown pass from Boyles. He now has 10 on the season to 4 interceptions. Lindsay's 6 touchdown receiving. And the first one just outrun the defender and got a beautiful pass from Brock. Another great pass, but this time showed his yards after the catch. 4 receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Brock back to pass, looks left, throws, caught. Deontay over the middle on the slant, got some room. He's headed to the end zone again. Deontay, no way you're going to catch him. Another 2 plays, 59 yards, and how about 39 seconds for the Ada Cougars. And this little slant pass, it looked like Trey, as Deontay hauled it in. And, Cougars picking up where they left off at Medill a week ago when they put 63 on the board.
What I like there, Kenny, is, like I said, the on-time, on-target pass. Great job by Deontay. Don't want to take anything away from him, but the on-time, on-target is what gives him the ability to make the play after.
Walker's kick, fielded at the 2-yard line, up the middle to 10, running right 15. Chukalate got a little bit of room.
George.
He crossed the 25, a 26-yard return out to the 28-yard line by Chukalate with 2:02 to play.
I like that kick, though.
You talk about the on-target pass. What happens there is, if you watch that, and football fans would know this, but pass is just maybe 6 inches behind him a little bit, still catchable if it is, but loses the momentum going downfield. And
on that one, actually, and we can look at it later if you want, but he turns around and sits down and has the ability to evaluate the receivers or the defensive players, and there was 4 around him. He makes the one guy miss, and he's gone. Pass drop there, Carter on the edge.
Brayton Carter, freshman. Been a good receiver for him this year. 11 receptions, 193, and 3 touchdowns. The ball at the 29-yard line where the official return was.
Case and Kamari in at corners, Xander and Chauncey in at the outside backers, M&M in the middle, Carlock in with Chase Bailey.
Martinez again rolling right, throwing, strong arm, got a man in the flat.
Should be a block in the back.
Brennan Riddle and company. About 5 Cougars bring the receiver down. I think that was 81 on the far side.
Yeah, it's the big kid.
Tyrus Teehee. Ball is going to be marked down on the far sideline at the 37-yard line. So they got 8. Brings up 3rd down and 2 for Stilwell. They've got a couple of first downs, but Ada's got 3 touchdowns, leading at 21-0 first quarter. Quad receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Martinez going to throw it. Got a man. First down 40, 41-yard line, and it's Carlock in the game. Colton bringing down Oren Shelley, who caught it again, just found a little soft spot.
I think he may be his safety blanket early here in the game, but it seems like that's who he goes to.
Oren Shelley.
I don't know what the stats are on the year, but
they needed 2 yards, and they got 4 on the pass to Shelley. Ball up to 41, Stilwell's 3rd first down. Shelley comes in the slot to the left, ball on the left hash mark, down right in front of us behind the Ada sidelines. Play action, slant pass caught. Ada 45, 40, 35, 30. That's going to go for a touchdown. Chuckalate, 15, 10, 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Stilwell. Trey Chuckalate got open. No laundry, and Stilwell is struck on a 59-yard touchdown pass. They have the capability.
Well, we got a little turned around there in coverage, Kenny. And that's what I was saying. It can happen.
When you throw it so many times, they show different formations. That time a 59-yard TD pass. Martinez to Chuckalate. 45 seconds to play.
I'll take the overs.
Stilwell has scored 10th touchdown pass of the year by Juan Martinez. Extra point, Cole Grimmett, 5'8", 167 senior. From the east end of the end zone of the field, Grimmett's extra point is splitting the irons. 45 seconds to play the opening quarter. Stilwell strikes. 21-7 Cougars. This is Cougar Football, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. The Stilwell Indians show their ability to strike. A 59-yard touchdown pass. They go 71 yards in 4 plays and a $117. Ada leads at 21-17. Lots of offense in this one here in the first quarter. Cougars back onto the field. So we've had 4 touchdowns, 45 seconds to play in the quarter. And that's their quarterback is the strength of their team, and Chuckalate is their best receiver and runner.
336 yards in the first quarter.
Total offense.
Yeah.
Wow. And 59 of them on that pass to Chuckalate, 71 on the drive. Cougars a chance to return a kick. They don't get to do this too often because the defense doesn't give up many points.
No. We got I wouldn't be surprised to see some trickeration here, Kenny.
Maddox and Marr, the up-backs at the 25. LaKeven and Deontay are deep. High kick, and it's going to be at the 20-yard line. LaKeven, 25, running left. Turns it back inside. Spins at the 30 and is thrown to the turf, or the grass down below. At the 31-yard line, Brayton Carter got him. An 11-yard return, and the Cougars set up shop from their own 31 with 35 seconds to play in the first quarter. Ada 3 for 3 on scoring drives. A 1, 5, and 2-play scoring drive so far in this game. Boyle to Lindsey twice in the game, six times this season. Xander Ryan sets up in the pistol behind Boyles. Twin receivers left, a single to the right side. Ball middle of the field. Xander on the handoff. Cuts it back up inside. And
couple hard yards.
Yep, drug down from behind. Looks like 21 gets up off Chase Benham, one of their best defenders. Plays at one of the inside backer positions. Kind of a 4-3, sometimes a 4-4 look defense. If the Cougars snap it again, looks like they will on 2nd and 8.
Let's use this win, Kenny.
Going from east to west. Again, 3 receivers right, a single left, brought back to pass. Looking at a man open downfield, throws it underneath to Eli, who bobbled it and was hit, and the ball hung in the air for a moment. Closing in on him was Holmes. Talonhawk Holmes knocked it loose, and that ends the first quarter. Cougars put 3 touchdowns on the board, give up 1. One quarter in the books from Stilwell. Ada 21, the Stilwell Indians 7. Cougar football tonight, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Well, James Bradley Memorial Field, 330-plus yards of offense in the first quarter. Most of them by Ada, but Ada leads at 21-7.
Kenny, last week Fisher became the 29th player to have passing touchdown, receiving touchdown, and rushing touchdown. Tonight's McCowan trivia question: what two Cougars have scored a passing, rushing, and receiving touchdown in each of consecutive seasons? Text me one of those at 580-495-9099.
Screenplay on 3rd and 8, short for Riddle. They had the rush on. They tried to hit Brennan on the screen, and the ball was short. The Cougars are going to have to pump for the first time. Now moving from west to east. So Ada.
Carter, go ahead and throw that back up. It was a little bit rushed. Again, last week Fisher, with his passing touchdown, joined a list of 29 Cougars. 19 have done it in a season. 2 have done it in back-to-back seasons. Text me your answer there.
Brock, 21 punts, 32.8-yard average, long of 55. It's an end over end, going to hit at the 43-yard line and chase the legs of Deontay Lindsey. Now picked up at the 32 by Chukalate, hits the left boundary and gets across almost to the 50-yard line. I don't think Deontay expected Chukalate to pick that ball up.
He lost the ball.
And Deontay had outran the football. He was picked up at the 32-yard line. The line of scrimmage was at 33, so a 35-yard punt. Chukalate returns it. They mark him out of bounds at the 47, a 15-yard return. Now Stilwell will take over at their own 47. Cougar defense giving up a touchdown on the last possession. We'll try to throw up the stop signs here. From the 47, right in front of us, Juan Martinez, the quarterback, sends twin receivers to the near side. A single left. Martinez rides the tailback who gets the carry. Maddox and Marr collapsing on the ball carrier, and it's going to be 21 Benham getting up right at midfield. He got 3. Second down and 7 from the 50. Joined us late. You missed 4 first-quarter touchdowns. 3 by Ada. We'll recap them at halftime. Have all the Ada Nissan instant replays. Already shown a few of them to you. 2nd and 7. Martinez takes the snap. Stands up, throws first down. Ada territory. Just a quick ball pattern. And coverage was Kamari Richardson. Trying to get the receiver over there. Was that 81 again?
Yes.
Big tight end. Kind of stood up on the far side. Got down to the 8 to 38-yard line. A gain of 12 and another Stilwell first down. So Stilwell moving the football. They've shown signs of this year with that passing game. Again, in 6 games, 1,074 pass yards. Second quarter, first couple of minutes. Martinez rolling our direction, throws it out in the flat, and it's almost taken away by Maddox, but caught. Orange Shelley at the 35-yard line. George in coverage on the pass to the near side. A short gain, actually only 2 yards to the 36 as they mark Shelley down.
Kenny, I've got a winner. Timothy Gallup. Corey Kilby did it in 13-14. The other one was Ray Brotherton in 1951-52.
Second down and 8. 10:20 to play, second quarter. Cougars lead 21-7. Martinez takes the snap. Play action, slant pass. Zander makes the tackle, but another catch. Chukalate again. And I like the looks of this quarterback. He's poised and on target with that little, he's got. And they knew he was very talented. The ball goes to the 29-yard line, just short of a first down. It's 3rd and 1. Will Johnson, J.B. Cool, Cord Coffey up front for the Cougars. 3rd down and 1. Stilwell driving, Ada leading. Shotgun formation. Benham off the hip. Gets it running left. Cuts it back up. Going to have a first down. Maddox got him by the ankles and he shifted free. McGilbray helped finish the running back off, but he goes inside the 25 down to the 8 to 23-yard line. End up with a 6-yard pickup, and Stilwell marching.
Kenny, I got a little bit behind here, so ride solo for a minute.
1st and 10, Stilwell. 23-yard line, Ada territory. Cougars scored the first 21. Stilwell the last 7 and driving. From the gun, Martinez. Fakes to Benham, throwing deep right. Lindsey in coverage is going to be there and knocked it away. Almost had the interception. And it's dangerous when you throw Deontay's way. We talked to him earlier this week. Lucas Stanley, the intended receiver, and Deontay is pretty much locked down one side of the field. You don't see teams throw his way a lot after his early interceptions early in the year, and that can kind of cut the field in half for you. But that time they throw his way, almost came up with the interception. 2nd and 10, ball still at the 8-23. Martinez has Benham on his right hip, has twin receivers left and right. Looking to the sideline to his head coach. Martinez with 6 to snap it, gets it, looks right, throws quickly out in the flat. Chukalate again, and nice sure tackling at the 24. Ryan turned him inside in coverage, and Maddox able to finish off Chukalate at the 20. At the 19-yard line? Yep, 19, not the 24, a gain of 4. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 6. The ball went from the 23 to the 19 on the pass to Trey Chukalate, who's on the receiving end of a touchdown pass from the last Stilwell drive. 8:35 to play. Cougars host Fort Gibson next week, trying to get to 7-0. On 3rd and 4, probably 4-down territory. Pair of running backs. Martinez going to roll left, got some running room, turned it up inside, got a 1st down. All the way down to the 8 to 10-yard line, maybe inside the 10. If that kind of opened up as he rolled left, and it's going to be 1st and goal. You can see it from here, the play out in front of us. They're going to mark it at the 8-yard line. An 11-yard pickup by the quarterback, and it's 1st and goal for Stilwell.
Got to bow our necks here, Kenny.
From the 8. Single receivers left and right. 2 running backs. Martinez fakes, rolls right. Chukalate in the flat. Deontay, sure tackle. Cougars got him. Not much. Fisher Moore in there as Lindsey made the initial hit. J.B. Coyle slid all the way down from his nose guard position. They tried to get Chukalate in space that time with a short pass, but it went nowhere. In fact, it might have lost a yard. It did back to the 9.
Okay, I'm caught up. Sorry.
Finally got you back. Welcome back, Trey Kinley. 2nd down and goal for the 9. A yard loss on that pass play. Cougars on top, 21-7, 7:20 to play. Martinez in the gun, Benham off his left hip. Takes the snap, rolling left, being chased by Will Johnson, fires it way out of bounds. Wanted his favorite receiver, Chukalate, but that time the Cougars really closed off that side of the field as he rolled left.
Xander was a little bit behind the receiver, so it would have taken a perfect pass to get it in. So good job, Xander. Waved, you could tell he was watching the receiver's eyes follow the ball because he waved his hand to try to deflect it or knock it down or whatever.
Brings up 3rd and goal. So Stilwell came a little different than Medill. Medill came as a passing team and ran it most of the night last week. Stilwell advertised, passing at 69% of the time. They've coming as advertised.
He's reset the play clock 3 times. For some reason, the official keeps asking for it.
3rd down and goal.
Call it timeout now. Big
tight end was set up as a strong right. Timeout Stilwell. We'll take 1-2. 7:06 to play, 2nd quarter. Cougars 21, Stilwell Indians 7. This is Cougar Football, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Stilwell Indians started this drive with 11:46 to play. They've had the ball over 4 minutes. They've gone from their own 47 to the 8 and 9, but they face a 3rd and goal. They've used a timeout. Ada leads 21-7. Ada has scored on 3 of their 4 possessions, scored on their first 3, had to punt on their last possession. Indians showing a lot of resolve after Ada punched them in the mouth and on the first play from scrimmage. 95-yard Xander Ryan's touchdown run and jumped to a 21-0 lead, but the Indians battling back. Cougars looking to bow their necks defensively. So Martinez has Benham to his left, trip receivers to the left side. A single to the right, Deontay in man-to-man coverage. They roll left, Coffee chasing, got a man open at the 5, headed to the end zone. Chukalate got a touchdown.
Oh, no. George is down.
I believe that's Chukalate.
Oh, crap.
On a little flat pass. And Stilwell has struck on 3rd and goal. A 9-yard touchdown pass. Makes it 21-13. And this passing game has been good for the Stilwell Indians as well on that drive with 6:57 to play. We're going to take a timeout. Got an injured Cougar. 21-13. Ada leads Stilwell. This is Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. 11 plays, 53 yards for Stilwell. And they've cut the Ada lead to 21-13. George Maddox being helped off the field. No weight on that left leg as he comes to the sidelines. Extra point attempt by Cole Grimmett as Stilwell tries to score, has scored on back-to-back possessions now. Play snap is back in good order. The extra point is good. So with 6:57 to play in the second quarter, it's Ada 21, Stilwell 14. This is Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Stilwell. 6:57 to play in the second quarter. Stilwell scoring 14 unanswered points. The last 11 plays, 53 yards, 3 minutes, 50 seconds. I believe they cap it off on 3rd and goal from the 9. I believe it was number 2, Oren Shelley, on the receiving end of that touchdown pass. And the tough news for Ada is George Maddox coming off the field with a apparent left ankle injury. We won't speculate, but he's down below us.
Yeah, he tried to stop Kenny and ankle rolled on him.
High kick, hit the grass, picked up.
Go, Deontay.
Deontay at the 35 to the 37-yard line. He got it just inside the 20. Sets up the Cougars a good field position. The ball hit in front of him, but Deontay with nice hands. And Ada, who had to punt on their last possession, will now take over from their own 36-yard line.
Where'd you have him getting that, Kenny?
Just inside the 20, around the 19. I'll have to double check that on the replay, but I think that's close. So Ada from their own 36. Boyle's the quarterback. Hands it off. Colton Carlock in the game, weaving up in front of us across the 42 to the 43-yard line. Had about 3 or 4 Indians got him, but Colton lunges for 7. Carlock, second leading rusher, 39 rushes, 301 yards, 7.7 yards per carry this year.
I actually gave him 7 there, Kenny.
To the 43 from the 36. Second down and 3. Deontay Lindsay goes wide right along with LaKeven Richardson. Brennan Riddle in the game. Sniffer back to the left, lines up over the tight end Coffee. Back to Colton, and the Cougars didn't block well, but Colton broke a tackle and spun. Got away from 2 tacklers in the backfield and got all the way to the 47-yard line. That time they had 2 guys, Stilwell Indians, in the backfield, but Colton busted free on his own merit there and got a first down.
Yeah, that's just effort there, Kenny. Good job by Colton keeping his feet churning and not giving up on the play.
Ball up at the 47-yard line for the Cougars.
Chauncey in the backfield.
Right beside Brock. Play action. Slant pass. Caught LaKeven. 40, 35, 30. Hello, end zone. It's in LaKeven's future. Touchdown. Cougars. The slant from Boyles to LaKeven Richardson, who runs away for the defense for 53 yards. And the Cougars have got 2 touchdown lead again, 27-14. Again, pretty simple football. He lined up on the right side, the slant to Richardson, and he ran away from the defenders on that play. LaKeven all the way to the end zone, his second touchdown reception of the year. Brock's third of the pass of the game for a touchdown. He's 11 for the season. How about a 3-play drive for Ada? The 47-yard touchdown. Caden Mitchell off the Stafford hold. The Mar snap is good. 3 plays for Ada and a 53-yard touchdown to LaKeven. And Trey Kinley, again, yards after catch by the Ada Cougars.
Go ahead and switch me over, Carter. Good play fake there. Or this is play 4. So Brock's going to play fake it there with Chauncey. That sucks the safety down, and you can see in the top left the corner of the safety's peeking in, and Brock hits him right in stride. Another shoestring tackle that doesn't work out, and then Keith's off to the races. Good job there. But watch how this at about the 45, 48-yard line of Stilwell, watch how this safety or corner, this DB peeks in when he's watching it, then boom. On time, on target pass is, again, the key there.
And that shows you how effective when you can run the football, like the Cougars have, and then implement the play action. You got to honor it. And you got speed at the wide receiver position that gets right behind the linebackers. They're hard to catch.
You know, that was a play that the Texas Longhorns used against OU last weekend quite a bit, that quick slant. Thankfully, OU was better tackling than Stilwell.
Instant replay brought to you by our friends at Ada Nissan. 28-14, three-play, 64-yard drive. High kick, caught, 26-yard line. Across the 30, and on the tackle, that Chase.
Chase and Creed Moore.
Creed Moore in there. You can see Creed back out there. Return was number 12, Brayton Carter. Got across the 35, out to the 36-yard line, where Salosal will set up shop. Cougar defense has given up back-to-back touchdowns. Pretty good.
I have a feeling there'll be some adjustments here.
George Maddox out with an ankle injury, is walking, and he's got it heavily taped, but he will not be in the game right now. Kel Fuller goes to the inside linebacker position along with Fisher Marr. So from the 36, first down for Stilwell. They throw it a lot, and here they go again. This time they're going to hand it off to Benham. He got free in the backfield and got a first down. Just kind of picked his way down the line of scrimmage. Brought down in the secondary, but when you get to that level, you're going to get 10 or 12 yards. Bailey on the tackle at the 49, a gain of 13. And they're kind of doing it in reverse. The Cougars are expecting the pass, and that time
you can use either to set up the other.
And that one they kind of give to Benham again. Kel Fuller in the game helps on that tackle. They get across to 50 in the Cougar territory at the 48. Benham got 3. Ada leads 28-14. Will Johnson checks out of the game. You got Cord Coffey in to defensive line at one end. Isaiah Hayden the other. J.B. Cole in the middle. You got Riddle and Rhines, the outside backers. Marr and Fuller on the inside for the Cougars right now on second down. Martinez rolling our direction, being chased by Coffey. Going to throw it up for Chukalate. What a catch. Chukalate is an outstanding receiver. Pretty good coverage out here by the Cougars, but that young man just went up and hauled that one in as he was going to his back. Rhines was on him pretty strong, Trey Kennedy, but a great catch down at the 21-yard line. That's a 27-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's just, you tip your cap. The quarterback threw it where the only place he could put it where Xander couldn't. I mean, just over Xander's head. Xander was in decent coverage. Just a good pass and good catch.
So Stilwell on the move again. 8 to 21-yard line, 28-14 Cougars. Handed off to Benham up the middle. Slants right into the Cougar secondary. Lindsey's got him, but not before he lunges all the way down close to the 11. Going to mark it at the 12. So a 9-yard pickup. And again, they are setting up their run game with their pass game. We go under the 4-minute mark on this snap. 8 to 28, Stilwell 14. Indians football on 2nd and 1. Playbook wide open for Stilwell. Benham to the right of Martinez, the quarterback. Takes the snap. Quick slant pass. Deontay, good coverage. Not much, but a first down.
Kel Fuller in on the tackle.
They run the slant pass to Brayton Carter, and it's going to be 1st and goal at the 9. They got 3. So not much, but enough for the first down. Again, the quarterback right on target. And a 1st and goal for Stilwell. They've scored on the last 3 drives after punting on their first 3. 28-14 Cougars. Trip receivers left, a single to the right side, which is the boundary side. Ada's going to use a timeout. 3:23 to play. Clock still rolling. They haven't stopped it as they've called a timeout, but as it rolls on down here. 28-14, Ada leads it. This is Cougar Football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. 3:24 to play. Second quarter. Ada 28, Stilwell 14. And I don't know what the latest numbers are. I think we're close, if not over 500 yards of offense in this game. We've already had 6 touchdowns. Ada led 21-0. Looked like it's going to be an Ada blowout. But credit Stilwell. They have bowed their necks offensively and got back in this game, scoring on the last 2 possessions.
265 to 245.
So we're just over 500 yards, 510 total offense. Stilwell has it. 1st and goal from the 9. Martinez has Benham on his left hip. Takes the snap. Rolls left, being chased. Throws toward the corner. Pass deflected and knocked away at the last minute. Good defense. Who is that for the Cougars? 8?
Yeah,
Kevin Richardson got there just in time.
It looked like Colton almost got the deflection, too.
Had a man open for a moment at the pylon. LaKeven, though, closed quickly. 2nd down and goal. The ball resting at the 9. They scored on 3rd and goal from the 9 on their last possession. 3:17 to play in the second quarter. Cougars again trying to find a way to get a stop here. Stilwell quickly to the line of scrimmage. Benham to the right of Martinez. 3 receivers deployed. Now out of the pistol. Benham gets the snap. Martinez rolls. Fisher Martin's got him. Fisher, patient that time. Timed that beautifully on the Martinez roll, and a sack from Marr back to the 15.
And just in case you guys are wondering, we are not having an earthquake here in Stilwell. The bleachers are not the sturdiest, and the fans are making as much noise as they can. That's why the camera's shaking.
Fisher Marr on the quarterback sack. 3rd and goal. They're going to mark it back
at the timeout, Kenny, for Stilwell.
They mark it officially a 5-yard loss back to the 14-yard line. Let's keep it right here after that Marr sack. The Cougars. Fisher has 8 solos, 2 tackles for loss this year, 1 sack. That is his second. As he did a great job that time from his inside linebacker position, sliding down the line of scrimmage, reading the eyes of the quarterback, and as soon as the front 3 of the defense able to occupy the offensive lineman, then Fisher showed great closing speed as he went right to the quarterback on a direct line before Martinez could get rid of the football.
Yeah, and you got to – I wasn't specifically watching it, but you have to think the secondary was covered up on that side as well because he couldn't get rid of it.
Cougar football on this Thursday night from Stilwell, brought to you in part by Ada Nissan, Great Plains, Kubota, Wild Road Place, Hilltop Dodge, First United Bank, T&W Tire, Classic Cake, Landon ENT. 3rd and goal from the 14. Ball on the left hash mark, moving east to west. 4 receivers to
ball start.
Yep, that's going to move them back to the 19. They come out of a timeout and move too fast. Cougar crowd, several have made the long 3-hour journey here to northeastern Oklahoma. By the way, Trey, I brought my pillow for the drive home. You driving?
I know. I saw you cuddling up with that thing on the way up here.
3rd and goal from the 19.
It was the definition of my pillow, seeing you over there. It looked like Carter used to be with his blankie.
3rd and goal. 4 receivers, 2 left and 2 right. Martinez from the gun. Cougars, Brits. Here comes Brennan Riddle. They fired up toward the end zone, and it's going to be overthrown. Riddle almost had the quarterback as he shot in from the linebacker position. Colton Carlock in coverage on the big tight end, number 81, Teehee, and the Cougars have pushed him backwards and got the stop right now. It brings up 4th and goal from the 19. It'd be a 36-yard field goal with about a 10 to 15 mile per hour south-southeast wind, although it has calmed a bit.
I don't know that field goals are going to do anything in this game, Kenny.
As the sun is set. No, I think you go for it. Ball to 19 on 4th and goal. Protect the end zone here. Anything short, and it's your football. 4 receivers again. They stack 2 left, 2 to the right side. Ball just inside the left hash mark. Cougar crowd making noise. Martinez back, flushed. Throws over the middle. Ball caught, but it's going to be intercepted. It's Carlock coming left. Colton at the 25. Colton at the 30. Cougars have it. Oski. How about Carlock? He got it and returned it to the 29-yard line. The Ada defense comes up huge with another interception, their 14th of the season, 19th takeaway, as Colton Carlock picked it off.
I think he actually, Kenny, I don't know. This may be a fumble recovery, not an interception.
We'll watch the replay.
It looks like the receiver caught it, and Carlock, in the process of bringing him down, ripped it out of his hands.
We'll watch the replay and officially get that. Trey Kinley right on that. So Ada takes over from the 29-yard line after either an interception or a fumble recovery. Boyles pitched it to Xander, running right, good blocking ahead, and tried to string it to the wing outside, but a good close. That's it, blocked him initially, it was a nice close by the defensive player over there. Looks like number 30 for Stilwell. That is Jaden Forkiller. Got Xander at the 32 after a 3-yard pickup. Xander over 100 yards in the first half, including a 95-yard touchdown run on Ada's first offensive play. $154 and counting. Second quarter, 28-14 Cougars. Cougars bring Kamari Richardson in the slot to the left. Got trip receivers this way. Brock back, flushed out of the pocket, going to fire one out of bounds. And
whoa!
That
should be a flag.
He just threw it out of bounds. Yeah, it was a hard hit as the ball was in the air. Cole Grimmett hit Deontay Lindsay.
Are they going to try to drop a flag for intentional grounding here? I mean, there's a receiver in the area. He got decleated. Did you not see it?
Well, and he was outside the pocket over there, too, I believe, as he rolled.
No, they dropped it. That's terrible.
For intentional grounding?
That is terrible.
It may be against. No, it's not against Ada. It's going to be a personal foul. Yeah, against Stilwell.
That is wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, that was the call.
I take it back when I say something bad.
So from the 32, and I think they was just kind of a defenseless receiver over there, and the ball was well over the head of Deontay Lindsay, and Cole Grimmett took a pretty hard shot as Trey called, and the ball left Brock's hand. So a personal foul. Moves it to the 47-yard line.
Did Brock get hit too? I didn't see it. If it was I just saw a personal foul. I didn't see roughing the passer.
I didn't either. I think it was on the hit on Lindsay. Trip receivers left, a single right from the 47. 1:38 to play. Boyles back to pass, throwing deep down the sideline for Deontay. He's got it! Headed to the end zone! Touchdown, Cougars!
You didn't hit him hard enough.
Oh, baby! 53 more yards. Boyles in the breadbasket one more time. A little butter on it that time as Deontay sprints to the end zone for 53, and the Cougars lead at 34-14 with $1:28 to play till halftime.
Wow.
53 and 55 yards to Lindsay.
Yeah, Brock's only got 4 completions, but it's for 194 yards.
Third touchdown pass to Lindsay here in the first half. Extra point is good by Caden Mitchell off the Stafford holding the Mars snap. $1:28 to play in the first half, and this Ada offense strikes quick again in less than a minute. 57-second drive. Mitchell's PAT makes it 35-14 Ada. A little more breathing room, scoring on the last 2 possessions, Trey. 2 plays officially. 71 yards after either the Carlock interception or fumble. We'll get that in just a moment.
Pretty sure it was a fumble.
And he set this one up. They got a 3-yard run, a 15-yard personal foul penalty, and then Ada Nissan tells us what happened next. 47, 1:38 to play. Boyles back to pass, throwing deep down the sideline for Deontay. He's got it! Headed to the end zone! Touchdown!
Kenny, great catch and run there by Deontay, but give a shout out to Brock too. That's a good throw into the wind that's still pretty brisk out there. Didn't put too much air underneath it. Hit him right in stride. 2
plays, 53 yards.
Deontay's got 3 for 141. So
all touchdowns.
Yeah, so he's averaging 47 a catch, but he's the lowest because Keeve's got 1 for 53.
How many completions does Brock have?
4.
All for touchdowns.
For 194.
Wow, what a game for Boyles. He had 17 of 20 last week.
That's trouble.
It's going to hit at the 27.
That's trouble.
Ball's bobbled. Grimmett picks it up at the 30.
It's blocking the back.
And he's cut down by Richardson.
Whoa.
Nice tackle.
Great job by Keeve there, being able to still get the tackle. That was a blatant block in the back and was not seen.
Got him at the 31 with 1:22 to play.
That's a 5-man crew there, Kenny. That's where not having the 2 extra guys for a 7-man crew because they're behind the play probably didn't see it.
You know, with Ada leading 35-14, you got Coffey, Boyle, and Johnson up front. Deontay at the left corner. Martinez takes the snap. Nothing open right. Flushed out of the pocket. Almost intercepted again, or did he get it? Colton Carlock almost got great coverage that time on Orange Shelley, but the rush by the Cougars, again, starting to get some pressure. And again, hobbling a little bit is J.B. Coyle, and that's the only negative. Maddox went down with an ankle injury.
He's standing on it, but it's I imagine if we don't need him, we're not going to see him type of situation with George.
2nd and 10 from the 31. Ashton Rao wanted to get in the game. They can get there in time. They hand it off to Benham. Cord Coffey's got him.
Fisher had him down by the legs. JB's hurting. Got another Cougar down, and probably Brennan Riddle.
Looks like Riddle, yep. Ball goes out to the 33-yard line. He got 2.
Was that Benham?
Yeah, it was Benham on the carry. So you got Riddle and JB going to come off. Cougars just starting to get a little healthier and got to some nagging, some things going on. Looks like none of them are just
well. And Riddle plays that star backer, but he's the next middle backer too. Where Kel Fuller's in now right now for George.
3rd and 8 from the 33. Martinez with an empty backfield, throws the screen pass.
Good,
it's caught.
Xander. Good,
Xander Rhines read it like a good novel as they throw the screen, and Xander stayed in great position and brought Benham down.
Call a timeout to stop the clock
at the 35-yard line.
Or it went out of bounds.
Xander Rhines that time read the screen and timed it beautifully on the pass to Benham, and only a 1-yard pickup. A couple of other Cougars got there as well with 23 seconds to play till halftime. Ada on top, 35-14. Xander's got a little bit of limp in his step out there too. One of those nights, grass field tonight. Don't know how much that has to do with it. A little bit lumpy out there as we walked around pregame, and just to let it.
They had a rodeo here last week. There's some hoof prints out there in the yard.
The Stilwell
County
Free Fair.
Free Fair, yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, the field's not bad.
It's a grass field.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I guarantee you, water never stays on the middle logo, Kenny, because we got about a 5-foot crown in the middle of the field.
Reminds you of the old Owen Field, huh? Back in the Switzer days.
Like the coaches didn't have legs. I don't even know if they can see Coach Boyles from that other sideline. They just see his hat.
4th down. Dowdy will punt. Line of scrimmage to 34. Twin receivers back. Riddle back in the game. That's a high kick. Going to be fielded by Keevan at the 25-yard line. Looking for blocks. Running right toward the boundary. 30. Dragged down to 35. So the punt went from the 34 to the 25. 41 yards and a 10-yard return.
13 seconds.
So Cougars have a chance here, leading 35-14, scoring. They're going to officially mark it at the 34, so a 9-yard return by LaKeevan. The Cougars have scored 98 points now in 6 quarters of football.
We were close, those 2 7-0 shutouts, and I kept saying that. We were close.
Brock, his right arm's been fabulous. 17 of 20 last week, 4 completion in this half.
Yeah, I think he's actually 4 of.
And had a pass to Moore, called back. Play action to Rhines, looking deep. Now throws short, call caught out in the flat by Deontay. Came back for it, brought down. The Cougars will not use a timeout.
We don't have any.
Nope, they're out. And that's going to be the end of the first half. They're going to mark it at the 40 officially. So
41, Kenny.
So a 7-yard pickup. The end of the first half. Well, the Cougars scored the first 3 touchdowns. Stilwell got the next 2. Then the Cougars responded with back-to-back touchdowns. Lead it at halftime 35-14. We'll have your first half stats and more when we come back to Stilwell. This is Ada Cougar Football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Well, if you like offense, you're in the right place tonight. It's streaming at KADARadio.net. 7 first-half touchdowns. The good news, 5 of them by your Ada Cougars. 35-14. Ada leads the Stilwell Indians at halftime. An electric first half. A Stilwell team that we knew would throw the football, and they do it effectively. And they got a couple of drives that they put together to score a couple touchdowns against Ada. But the Cougars struck early, and Trey got out to an early lead on the big run by Xander, which we'll show in just a moment. But Cougars led 21-0. Stilwell battles back to 21-14, but you like the resolve and the close of the half by the Cougars to bounce back behind the right arm of Brock Boyle there late.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about us pointing up points on them. I'm not concerned about getting stops that we need to get, Kenny. What concerns me is the small injuries that just are adding up. Not to be negative and antsy, but now our center's playing linebacker. Brendan gets a little banged up. He's the other middle end linebacker. So it's George is an ankle. He's walking on it. I'm sure he'll be fine, but it sucks. But they're playing well. The offense is clicking. I have a feeling the defense will click a lot better in the second half. I look for Coach Chamblee to make some adjustments. Obviously, Stilwell saw something coming in that they liked. So we'll just see how the second half goes defensively.
The good news, Brendan Riddle was out for one play. The next play he was back in playing. So Cougars lead 35-14. Let's get to our Ada Nissan replays. Ada Nissan Instant Replay. Appreciate our folks down at Ada Nissan looking to buy a new or used vehicle. Ada Nissan, a great place. Got me one this year back in April and really have enjoyed it.
I just don't know about them McClellan boys, Kenny. I know they're listening, so I don't know, man. They're kind of shady. No, I'm just kidding. Great guys. Yeah. Definitely a great place to buy a car. 35-14 Ada. It all started after Ada won the toss, deferred. Stilwell got the football. We went through Sallisaw an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, we've already played Sallisaw and went through there, and I'm trying to call them Sallisaw. Stilwell got the football, and they got a first down but had to punt. Ada would take over after Stilwell drove down to the Ada 39-yard line, a 34-yard punt, put the ball at the 5-yard line. Ada was backed up. Well, they didn't stay backed up long. The first play from scrimmage, the 400-meter champion last year in Class 4A, got the first carry of the game for the Cougars. Down to our left. Brock takes it, hands it off to Xander running left, looking for some green grass. He's got it down the sideline. This may go 95. Xander turning it on. Your state 400-meter champion has gone the distance, 95. No contest to the end zone after you got to the corner. Trey, you pointing out some great blocking there on the edge by the Cougars. Kind of sealed it over there in a 95-yard touchdown run, one of the longest plays in.
Let me look that up.
You know, I've had one longer in my 5 years, a 99-yarder at McAllister.
Jake Shannon to Bo Odom.
Yep, remember that one?
That was a pass, though.
It was a pass play. That was a rush. So Ada led 7-0 after that run. Stilwell would punt on their second possession. Ada would take over after a nice return at the 35-yard line in Stilwell territory. They got to the 33-yard line after Xander Ryan's run of 7, and then from the 33-yard line, Brock Boyles would find one of his favorite targets, Deontay Lindsay. Dash mark. Boyles takes the snap, two-step drop, looks Deontay's got him wide open in the end zone. Touchdown! Just ran away from the defender. By the way, that was a fourth down play for the Cougars. They'd gone to fourth down when Boyles hit Lindsey, and one of 3 first-half touchdowns from Boyles to Deontay. Extra point by Mitchell, and Ada led at 14-0. Third Stilwell possession, another punt. Ada would take over, throwing 41. They'd gain 4 yards by Rhines to the 45-yard line. And then if the first one wasn't enough, Brock. 4 receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Brock back to pass, looks left, throws, caught. Deontay over the middle on the slant, got some room. He's headed to the end zone again. Deontay, no way you're going to catch him. Another. A little different style on that one. More yards after the catch on the slant to Deontay. He finds pay dirt. 21-0 after the Caden Mitchell PAT, and Ada was rolling. Stilwell, after punting on their first 3 possessions, would score on their next possession. 11 plays, 53 yards, and get to the end zone on a 9-yard touchdown pass to make it. Get to the end zone on a 59-yard touchdown pass, 4 plays, 71 yards, and it was 21-7. Ada would have to punt for the first time, and Stilwell got the ball back and went 53 yards in 11 plays and quickly cut the Ada lead to 21-14. And Ada would take the ball back over with 6:50 to play in the first half. Lead cut to 7, and I really liked the Ada offense here after the lead was cut to 7. LaKeven Richardson got in the action off from the right arm of Brock Boyles. Right beside Brock, play action, slant pass, caught LaKeven, 40, 35, 30, hello end zone, it's in LaKeven's future! A slant play that would cover 53 yards for the Ada Cougars. Touchdown to LaKeven, his second touchdown reception of the year. 3 plays, 64 yards, $1.07 off the clock, 28-14 after the Mitchell extra point. And then on Stilwell's next possession, they were moving the football again. They got down to the 9-yard line, and they had first and goal. Ada, though, got a sack by Fisher Moore, a false start, pushed the ball back to the 19. Then Colton Carlock, we've determined not an interception, more of a catch, and then he stripped it from the receiver on the ensuing play on fourth down. Cougar crowd making noise. Martinez back, flushed, throws over the middle, ball caught, but it's going to be, intercepted. It's Carlock coming left. Colton at the 25, Colton at the 30, Cougars. And as we watch the replay from that angle, I think we're going to watch it again. I don't know if he bobbled it, or an interception, or a fumble, or he stripped it. It's really hard to see from that angle, but we'll keep watching it. Either way, the defense forces their 19th turnover of the year, and we haven't turned it over in the last 2.5 games either. It's either an interception, which would be the 13th of the year, or a fumble recovery.
It was a turnover.
Either way, and that would set up an Ada drive. He returned it to the 29-yard line. Xander Ryan's got 3 on first down, and then from the 47 in Ada territory, that combination again, Brock Boyles and Deontay Lindsay just wearing out the Stilwell Indians. 47, 138 to play. Boyles back to pass, throwing deep down the sideline for Deontay. He's got it! Headed to the end zone! Touchdown! Brock Boyles' ability to deliver downfield a little bit off his back foot that time as he backed up and into the wind and threw a beauty. Extra point by Mitchell, again good. Caden Mitchell's been outstanding on extra points this year. 5 of 5 in the first half in this game for the Ada Cougars, as Caden Mitchell able to put it through, and Ada goes on top 35-14 at halftime over the Stilwell Indians. We'll take a timeout, come back. Trey Kinley has your first half stats on the other side. This is Cougar Football, tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to James Bradley Memorial Field in Stilwell. The Ada Cougars at halftime on top 35-14, trying to get to 7-0 on the season, 4-0 in district play, ranked number 4 in Class 4A. A big first half. Yardage, I know midway through the second quarter, we were over 500 yards combined offense. The teams only added to those numbers late in the second quarter. Trey Kinley has your first half stats.
Yeah, I apologize here. The stat keeper left his iPad at home, so we're doing it on the phone tonight. Not quite as good. Stilwell first downs 11, 15 carries for 56 yards, so just under 4 yards a carry. 16 to 27 passing for $187, 2 touches, 1 pick, 3 penalties, 25 yards, 6 of 14 on third down. That's something that Coach Sham, what he looks at on here, third down conversion, fourth down conversion, turnovers. That's the stuff that's important. Ada only had 7 first downs. That's terrible. That's terrible.
7 first downs, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah. 8 rushes for 127. So 7 for 32 after that. So it's still about 5 yards a carry, a little bit less. Brock 5 of 9 for 201, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Penalties 1 for 10. Kenny, that's the biggest stat of the game so far. I mean, honestly, I know we're ahead on the scoreboard. But after the 13 penalties last week, which actually should have been about 8 or 9, but still 1 for 10. Coach Osteen's got to be really happy about that. 0 of 2 on third down, 1 of 1 on fourth down, which ended up being a good pass for a touchdown, right? Didn't we score that on fourth down?
Fourth down. Fourth down was a touchdown pass.
And then individually for Stilwell, Chase Benham 8 for 40, so 5 yards a carry. Juan Martinez 4 for 14. He's got a couple sacks in there. Malachi McNack, and then Trey Shukalate. Passing, Juan Martinez, 16 of 27, 187, 2 touches, 1 pick. Receiving, Trey Shukalate, 6 for 122. Orton Shelley, 5 for 31. Tyrus Teehee, 2 for 20. Chase Benham, 2 for 11. Brayton Carter, 1 for 3. Shukalate and Shelley were the 2 touchdown makers. Rushing for Ada, Xander 5 for $111, so 22.2 a carry. That's exact. Like I did that. Colton Carlock 2 for 11, won a big third down run, or a big run. They had him 5 yards dead in the backfield and managed to end up getting a +3 or +4. Chauncey has 1 for 5. Brock again 5 of 9, 2 of 1, 4 touches, no picks. Receiving, Deontay 4 for 148 and 3 touchdowns. So he still lacks 102 to get to Andrew, who we did get to see Andrew. Notice he did not come up here for an interview, Kenny. You scared him off when you told him Carter and I were going to do the interview. He knows that we know way too much information. Keeve also had 1 for 53 and a touchdown. Offense clicking. I'm sure Coach Osteen would like a little bit more on the ground game. It sounds bad, but if you take that 95 off, we've only got 37 yards rushing. Now we've got chunk plays in the passing game. You'll take them any way you can get them. What I like, Kenny, is with this brisk wind, and it's not as brisk as it was, but it's still, I'm going to say 10 to 15 out there. We threw it both ways. That didn't affect us, so that's encouraging to see. Kickers did a great job. Caden Mitchell, 14 out of his last 14. I probably just jinxed him. If I did, I'm sorry. But Carter's knocking on his head, so there's the wood. That's and we've had some good kickoffs too by Tyler Walker and Meathead.
20 of 23 coming in, so 25 of 28 on the year. Extra points by Caden Mitchell. 8 up top, 35-14 at halftime. Go and look at the scoreboard. Not every game's going on tonight. We've got a couple games will be played.
I can pull that up on here, Kenny, if you want, where they can see them.
We can. I will tell you this: at Broken Bow and Poteau and Sallisaw and Hilldale will be playing tomorrow night. Okay. Friday night football in the district. So one other district game going on tonight, then a bevy of other 4A scores going on.
There's already been 2 scores in the Medill game since you told me. It's now 20-7 Medill in the third quarter over Fort Gibson.
A bit of a surprise there. Medill 0-6 at Fort Gibson, who's been playing some decent football. Wagner rolling 48-0 over Cleveland, the number 1 team in the state. Newcastle rolling over Harrah 31-6. Blanchard 26, Classen SAS 6. Blanchard number 3 in the state. Clinton rolling over Guyman 35-0. Elk City Chickasha 20-12 Elk City at halftime. Bethany 28 to Tecumseh 7 at half. Woodward trails John Marshall 6-0. That game at halftime. Bridge Creek and Tuttle 42-0. Tuttle number 5 right behind Ada in Class 4A. Ada leads here 35-14. Miami leads Catoosa 28-14. Cougars will be matching up with someone from that district in the postseason in about a month from now. Weatherford over Cache 23-7. I mentioned Broken Bow, Poteau, Sallisaw, Hilldale all play tomorrow night. And Cushing rolling over Tulsa McLean 41-6. That game is over. Cushing a big win there. That's the scoreboard tonight. Let's take a break, come back on the other side, and we got your second half of Ada Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. You see the Ada Cougars returning to the field below, starting the second half, leading 35-14. Cougars will have the football to start the second half. Cougars came in averaging 287.8 yards of offense per game, 175 rushing, just over 112 passing, and a really great balance in the first half. Had 201 passing and 5 completions, 4 of them for touchdowns, 127 rushing. So they're on their way to, they've already amassed their average passing yards per game and on their way to eclipsing the rushing mark as well. And got a big lead. They forced 1 turnover. They've now gone, I know the last 10 quarters, last 2.5 games without a turnover, and have forced another one tonight. Their 19th forced of the year. Ada will have the football to start the second half, moving from east to west. The ball is on the tee at the 40-yard line. Stilwell in the red uniforms will kick it off. There's a high, short kick, 29-yard line. Colton Carlock, 35, right boundary 40, 45, and grabbed around the ankles. A 16-yard return from the 29 to the 45, grabbed by Brayton Carter. So Ada starts the third quarter going with the wind, leading by 3 touchdowns and really nice field position. 11:52 to play at their own 45.
He's just got such a knack for running the ball, Kenny. Even his hesitation there was good. I like it.
Kel Fuller, the center for Ada, will set their offense in just a moment. As after this play, Boyles in the shotgun, right hash mark, hands it off to Xander coming right, picks his way through at the 50, secondary, got 12, maybe 13, down to the 42-yard line. An injured Stilwell player as Miller got him, but Rhines busted through the right side for 13 to the Stilwell 42 and an Ada first down.
It's not quite as good as the start in the first half, but I guess it'll work.
Sun Eagle and Rowell on the right side, Fuller the center. Then on the left side, you've got Isaiah Hayden and Dawson Matthews, Deontay Lindsay, Case Stafford, LaKeevan Richardson, the wide receivers. Xander Rhines started at running back. Chauncey Conway now in the game. Fisher Morris, the sniffer back. Cougars play this snap without a tight end, 3 receivers. Opening minute, third quarter. Cougars on top 35-14. Boyles takes the snap. Quick pass, caught Deontay at the 30, 28-yard line. One-on-one coverage. Made them pay again out here on the right side. Just set down inside Lucas Stanley and that trying to cover him one-on-one. That's almost that's a hard task.
Yeah, and what they're wanting, I mean, they're playing a soft, 8-yard drop on him, and if they're going to do that, now watch.
14 yards and a Cougar first down. The ball at the 28-yard line. Here's a handoff to Chauncey up the middle, and he carries a man inside the 25 to the 23. Number 50's got him. That's Mason O'Neal. But Chauncey Conway, a nice carry off that left side. They're going to mark it at the 24. He got 4. Cougars had first downs on their first 2 plays of the third quarter, and I have 9 in the game. Already in Stilwell territory, leading 35-14 third quarter. Again, Conway off the hip of Boyles. There's another slant pass deflected, that time at the line of scrimmage.
Good job there by 81. No, realizing he wasn't going to get there and getting his hands out. That's what you teach those defensive linemen to do on the quick pass, or even if it's a not a quick pass. If you realize you're not going to get there, get your hands up.
And Teehee is 6'4", 235. Big young man on that side. Deflected that one. So third down for Ada. 6 to go. Ball to 24. Brock hands it off. Slanting off the right side. Rhines.
3rd and 2. Won't
get a first down, but he'll get to the 26-yard line. It'll be 4th down.
21.
So from the 21, they need to reach the 18. So it's 4th down and 3 for Ada. Ada converted a 4th down in the first half and went for a touchdown pass. See what they do here. Twin receivers go left, Stafford and Richardson. Lindsey right, hard snap count, offside Stilwell.
Yep.
The hard cadence by Boyles draws Stilwell offside, and that's an Ada first down at the 16 via the penalty. So the ball moved to the 16-yard line. 9:54 to play in the third quarter. Pistol formation, Rhines behind Boyles. Riddle, the sniffer back on the right. Hand to Xander. This time he's smothered in the backfield. Never got started as he tried to slant off the left side on the handoff. Kason Dowdy, 6 foot 220 defensive end.
A yard there,
got him. Back to the 17. Ada's next opponent is Fort Gibson again. They were losing 20-7 at home to Medill tonight in the third quarter. That game next Thursday night. Boyles takes the snap, hands to Xander, coming right. Good blocking up front, picking his way. Ryan's inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. So he got 4. Cord Coffey's going to come in. So more of the big guys up front. Cord caught last week.
How about we throw it to him, Kenny?
Yeah, last week, Cord Coffey.
Sneak him out.
Got a few. It's got 7 this year for 102. Got a touchdown pass from Fisher last week. 3rd and 7. Play action to Carlock. More wide open. Ooh. And that time a little bit hot and high. Fisher snuck across the middle. Nicely designed play. And Brock would like to have that one back, I believe.
Just the one ball.
Yep. A little hot. This may be a field goal opportunity for Ada.
He said he wanted to get one.
You got 4th down and 7. The ball at the 13-yard line.
Offense stay on the field.
Leading 35-14 with 8:51 to play. Carlock the tailback. 4th down. You got Richardson in the slot. Play action. Nope.
Reverse to Fisher.
Here he comes on the inside. Fisher for the touchdown. What a beautiful play.
Are you kidding me?
A flag came in from behind.
Holy cow. Came in from Sallisaw, Kenny.
A great reverse to Fisher coming back right. Beautifully designed play, but they call it the official way behind the plate, throws a hold on wide receiver Deontay Lindsey, and that's going to push the Cougars back. Fisher found the end zone, and that was a beautifully designed play by the Cougars.
We need to pick that flag up and give it back to him when we go back through Sallisaw.
Deontay arguing about that, but to no avail. That'll push it back to the 13. The hold happened at the 3-yard line. And I think Fisher was going to get in the end zone anyway. Coach Osteen arguing with it. So it stays at the 13, 4th and 7.
Hold was at the goal line, so it should be on the 10, right?
Cougars have had only one penalty in the first half. Coach Osteen not happy with that one. Wipes out Fisher's. Was that a touchdown earlier? I guess he got down to the 5-yard line earlier, but Fisher denied the end zone. And I love the play call. Everything was going left. They came back with Fisher right and had all kinds of real estate. So 4th down and 7 one more time. The ball still at the 13-yard line. Lindsey and Kamari Richardson go wide left. You got LaKeven and Stafford to the boundary side, which is the right side. Ball on the right hash mark. The officiating crew stops play. Marty Hughes, the referee in tonight's game, wearing the white hat. 8:43 to play in the third. Cougars will reset. Same formation, it appears. You got Conway on the right hip of Boyles on 4th and 7. They bring 6. They throw to the end zone. Back shoulder catch. Touchdown. LaKeven Richardson. Right pylon, back shoulder. A beautiful pass to LaKeven. And Brock couldn't have done it better, Trey, on the back shoulder away from the defender. And his 5th touchdown pass matches a career high. And Ada leads at 41-14.
Tied the school record.
Well, we're going to watch that in replay, brought to you by Ada Nissan in just a moment. But the beautiful back shoulder over there, it looked like to me, at the right pylon.
Yeah, Keefe did a great job getting. That was an NFL when he got 2 feet in, but good body control by Keefe.
Caden Mitchell has split the irons one more time. Ada leads at 42-14 with 8:37 to play here in the quarter. And let's watch that one more time again. The second time tonight, Ada's had a 4th down in the red zone and able to throw a touchdown pass. They bring 6. They throw to the end zone. Back shoulder catch. Yeah, you couldn't time it much any better than that. Just the defender was on the inside. The pass to that back shoulder, and LaKeven adjusted beautifully, expecting it. A touchdown. You have 13 yards. And Ada has now scored the last 21 points. They scored the first 21, gave up the next 14, scored the last 21. 5 touchdown passes by Boyles as Ada this time goes 55 yards to pay dirt, 9 plays to open the third quarter. And it took them that time 3 minutes and 15 seconds, one of the longer drives of the game. There's been a quick strike offense. 42-14, Tyler Walker going downwind. He's been got the strong leg. Boots this one line drive, going to be returnable from the 2. Coming to the middle of the field, looking for blocking to the 10, 15, out to the boundary. Cougars chasing at the 30-yard line. Eli Justice over there for the Cougars.
Kenny, that kick was just as deep as the others, but it was more of a line drive and definitely much more returnable. Tyler's got to get those a little bit higher.
Officially will mark it at the 29-yard line. Sallisaw will take over for the first time here in the second half. The Cougars on top by 28 at 42-14. Martinez, the quarterback, had a nice first half passing the football. Going to go to the air on first down. Little flat pass. Chukalate's got it. Carlock missed him. Across the 40, 42, 44-yard line. Lindsey and company wrestling to the ground.
I believe that was Fisher, yeah.
With Lindsey and Chukalate going at it.
Seriously.
And they're going to throw flag. There's 2 players going at it there, Chukalate and Lindsey.
I promise you that.
Right in front of the Ada bench, and that's a flag you probably don't. I don't know if you throw it right there.
There was not a hard shove by any means.
No, both of them kind of shoved at each other. The pass went from the 29 to the 45. Chukalate is a sure-handed receiver, and they're going to call it against Ada.
Yeah.
Personal foul will move it from the 45-yard line in Ada territory. or in Stilwell territory to the 40 in Ada territory. A personal foul at the end of the play. So 1st and 10, Stilwell quickly into Ada territory at the 40. They gained 31 on that play, including the penalty, 16 on the pass. 15 more on the personal foul on Lindsey.
Kelton Stipe in the game in the middle, Kenny, at that where Georgia's position.
Shotgun for Martinez, hands it off to Benham coming left, cuts it back up inside, got second level yardage.
Colton and Eli in on the tackle.
Inside the 35 to the 33. He got 7. George Maddox finished it for the rest of this game with a left ankle injury.
Probably could go, Kenny, but I don't think we'll see him unless we absolutely have to have him.
4-touchdown lead, ball at the 33-yard line. Martinez rolls, Chukalate again in the flat. Got some speed, got some good hands, and forced out of bounds by LaKeven on the far boundary. That's going to move the chains again. They're going to mark it, I think, to the 20-yard line in Ada territory for 13 more yards. Cougars having a tough time accounting for Chukalate in this game. Trey Chukalate came in with 32 receptions, and he works out of the slot a lot. Colton Carlock's got him in the slot left this time. 3 receivers deployed. They hand it off to Benham. He's hit in the backfield by Stipe, who shot through, hit him initially. Benham surged inside the 20, going to mark him down, I believe, around the 19-yard line until he got a yard. Good job by Kelton Stipe. Firing on the inside from that middle linebacker position. 2nd down. From the 19. 2nd down and 9. Under 7 to play in the 3rd. Ada on top by 4 touchdowns. 42-14. Martinez awaits the snap. He had a big first half. Rolls left, throws in the flat, that time short. Lindsey in coverage on Chukalate. A lot of jawing going on between those two. They just kind of, Lindsey got into it a moment ago with him, got the personal foul. Stilwell, Martinez, there was 16 of 27 in the first half, so he's over 30 pass attempts in the game. They face a 3rd and 9 in 4-down territory with Ada on top of the Indians by 28. Malachi McNack, senior running back in the game on this snap. Their biggest offensive lineman. Number 71 lines up with the right tackle position. They roll out. Martinez throws one. Ball deflected. Carlock broke on the play and almost had an Oski. Poked it away. 4th down. Carlock that time, great timing as he jumped the pattern.
Kenny, I always say when I'm wrong, right? Even though the flag came from Sallisaw, he was right. It was a hold. I'm not sure how the guy right in front of it missed it, but it was the right call.
Extended his hands.
Yeah, the guy was trying to pull away from him. He definitely held him.
Saw a little jersey.
Yep.
4th and 9. Sallisaw, Stilwell moving. You got me saying Sallisaw, and you think the flag comes from Sallisaw. Stilwell moving west to east. Martinez takes the snap, rolls. Coffey chasing. Martinez trying to get to the marker. Rhines bumps him out of bounds. I don't think he got there.
I can't tell.
It's on the far side. The Cougar offense is going to come on the field. Again, it's on the far side inside the 15. Looks like around the 13. He got 6, needed 9. Cougars will take over.
Good defensive stand there. Kenny, and when you get down in the red zone like that, you know, a lot of people think it's bend, don't break type defense, but whenever you get down there, your safeties are condensed. They're closer to the box, so those screens, those short passes automatically are taken away because of the lack of depth on the field.
Yeah, great observation. Thus why Martinez had to stick it in his pocket and take off, and the Cougars have some great closing speed out there defensively. The Cougars will take over from their own 13. Stilwell turns it over on downs. Rhines on the hip of Boyles, who takes the snap, low snap, play action, throws over the middle. Caught, wide open, Coffee, 45, 40, 45, 50,
Show some speed,
40,
Cord.
headed to the end zone.
Attaboy!
Yes, sir! Have a cup, Cord. 87 yards. A school record 6 TD passes. Would that be correct, Trey
Yes.
Kidley?
Yes.
Cord Coffee slips out from the tight end position. 87 yards later, the Cougars are in the end zone. No laundry on the field. 48-14 Ada. Wow. We'll watch that one again in just a moment. With 6:17 to play, one play, 87 yards. Caden Mitchell's extra point is good. Ada 49-14. You knew it was coming sooner or later that Coffee would get another touch. Little did we know he'd go 87 off this pass from Boyles. Look at the beautiful connection here from Boyles to Coffee for a school record 6 touchdown passes in one game. Boyles, who takes the snap, low snap, play action, throws over the middle. Caught, wide open, Coffee, 45, 40, 45, 50,
Show some speed,
40,
Cord.
headed to the end zone.
Attaboy!
Yes, sir!
Kenny, that's some speed. He looks faster, I think, because he's in an 87 jersey instead of 34.
That's right.
Valiant effort by the Stilwell kid, but he got a piece of Cord's foot, but Cord was able to keep his balance, and once he was going, he was going.
One play, 87 yards, their second 15-second drive of the game for a touchdown.
Brock only has 8 completions tonight. That's terrible.
6 touchdown passes. They've had plays of 95 and 87.
8 for 315 and 6 touchdowns. So he threw 2 completions that didn't go for touchdowns. We've got to work on that. I mean, he's only at about a 75% touchdown clip tonight.
What a game. 49-14 as Coffee caught a touchdown pass last week from Fisher Moore. Caught one this week, so back-to-back.
I like this. It's higher. He's going to catch it at the 10.
15. They're going to run a double reverse back to Chuka late and staying in your lane and making a nice play.
Is that Chase Bailey?
Looks like maybe Creed Moore. 32, I think, got up off there.
Oh, it's Carlock, Carter says.
Carlock brought him down on the far side.
About the 28.
They try a double reverse, and that's just staying in your lane. Did a nice job.
Yeah, it's a good job there by Carlock staying home.
On the 28, Salisaw sets up shop, so we've had a offensive explosion, big play night from Stilwell. Cougars 49-14. They've scored the last 4 touchdowns. Martinez hands it off. Benham
good job filling the hole there,
and he
Fish.
goes nowhere. Moore, Stipe. Bring down the big running back. Be second down and 10 at the 28. No gain.
Well, and I mean, Fish and Stipe were there, but you know why they're so clean? You know what I mean? Because the O-line didn't get to the second level. Our defensive line occupied all five of those guys, and 10 and 30 were completely clean to make the play.
More 63 tackles coming in, 10.5 per game. Martinez takes it, play action, steps up in the pocket. Oh, Isaiah Hayden hit him high and hard after Coyle got him low. Whew. Martinez paid for that keeper up the middle. The Cougars slam him to the turf back at the 26-yard line, a quarterback sack and a 2-yard loss.
He wanted to go quick to the slot, but Carlock had it covered up pretty good, and he had to eat it.
Cougars came in with 4 sacks, but tons of pressures.
Yeah.
They've got 2 sacks in this game. Third down and 12 from the 26. Riddle.
We got 3 linebackers on this side, Kenny.
They come with some pressure. Martinez rolls right, throws it back on the screen. It's caught. Some good yardage across the 35 to the 36-yard line, close to a first down, and that's Chukalate again.
I tell you what, kudos to Kelton there for his motor running, because if he doesn't come back and help, that side's wide open.
They get to the 36, so they got 10. They needed 12. It's 4th and 2. That was actually, I thought it was Chukalate. It might have been number 2, Shelley. and apologize at times. Those single-digit numbers on those uniforms a little tough to see as they kind of roll up under their pads. So from the 36-yard line on 4th and 2. Lindsey Martin wrapped in man-to-man cover. They hand it to Benham running left. He's going to have a first down.
Fisher and Deuce there.
Strung it out, but he cut it up inside to the 39. Needed 2, got 3 on 4th down. And Stilwell's came from 3rd and 12, and they've got a first down on the next 2 plays. They're going to mark it up at the 39. Third quarter, 4 minutes to play, 8-49. The Stilwell Indians 14.
Brennan getting a break. Chauncey in at the start, at the jack back. Eli in at the star.
Stipe still in the middle, playing for George Maddox. First half ankle injury, it appears. Martinez takes the snap.
Play open over here. The wheel's
open. On the wheel, and it's almost intercepted by Lindsey. They threw it short. They threw it short.
Had the wheel open.
Tried to get it to Carter. Yeah, had a man wide open. It would have been a touchdown if he had put it on the money after number 21, Chase Benham, were on the wheel route. Instead, threw short, and it was almost a pick 6 for Deontay as he got his hands on it. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. They had some well-designed plays.
You know, I noticed before the play, Eli came over to this side when the back went in motion or moved over to the left side, but then lost him on the wheel. Xander in at the star now.
2nd and 10. Cougars crowd the line of scrimmage. Conway coming. Martinez rolling. Incomplete that time. Bailey in the coverage.
Good job, Fish, getting it in some pressure.
Try to go to Chukalate. Cougars overloading one side of the line right now, coming with some pressure.
Kenny, you know what I would like? Some hot chocolate. Chocolate.
How about on the way home?
Yeah, I may get some hot chocolate.
You're not going to stop at McDonald's, are you?
Probably.
Yeah.
May stop at 4 of them.
3rd down and 10. 3:35 to play in the third. Stilwell having trouble getting the play in. They have 9 on the play clock. May have to use a timeout, though. They hurried the line of scrimmage with 4 to get it off. Martinez in the gun. Gets it off. Takes the snap. Stipe chases. Here comes Riddle from the backside. Lofts one up in the air. Lindsey had
What a catch.
What a
catch.
Lindsey had his hand on it. And a great concentration catch by Brayton Carter at the 8-38. That just fluttered up in the air. But it was a great catch, 23-yard pickup and a first down.
Deontay got a piece of it, and it's just good concentration to bring it in.
So first down for Stilwell at the 8-38 on a just kind of that time the quarterback Martinez with pressure just kind of threw it up and the receiver went and got it. They stack receivers left in the slot. Martinez is going to throw it again. Slant pass.
Oh, Carlock almost had a pick 6 there, too.
He jumped the pattern again of Orange Shelley. 2nd and 10.
Well, we've got to be careful here, Kenny, is a pump, a sit down and go, because we're jumping these short routes, and I'm sure their coaches see that over there. So got to continue to get pressure for the quarterback to not have time to get the double move.
Martinez, good quarterback, just a junior, 6', 160. Elusive, got a good arm. He showed the finesse. He showed the strength of his arm as well. And we've got a timeout by Stilwell. 3:06 to play. We're in quarter number 3. Ada leads at 49-14. Tonight's Ada Cougar broadcast, streaming at KADARadio.net, is a presentation to the Chickasaw Nation. There we go. 2nd down and 10. After the Stilwell timeout, the Ada crowd on their feet below us. Martinez pressured. Coffey's got him with one arm. Cord ripped him down. J.B. Coyle finished him off as Cord Coffey came through and got him. And that's the third Ada sack of the game, back at the 45.
That reminds me of the one that Ethan Downs had last week when he was bringing down Ewers by his shirt tail.
Cord just reached out, and as he was falling away from him, and showed his strength. Showed his speed on the 87-yard touchdown reception. Now his strength in that defensive end position. 3rd and 17. 2.5 to play. Third quarter. Martinez in the gun at his 50. Back in his own territory. They want a screen. Lofts it up. Tipped. Intercepted.
One-handed.
50, 40, 35, 30. Hello, end zone. Fisher Moore has found pay dirt off the deflection. A 50-yard return. Fisher to the end zone.
Hey, great job there by Will Johnson, though. He gets a hand on the ball, tip drills on, and Fish picks it up in stride, heading that direction.
You can see this coming. The Cougars had been jumping the route, tipping some balls, and Fisher Moore got the deflection, headed to the end zone, an official 50-yard return.
Official?
I'm trusting that you're going to believe me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's right at the 50.
I'm pulling up the play here, Kenny. We'll see.
Another interception by the Cougars. This one resulted in a touchdown. Their second INT for touchdown this year.
51-yard return.
Oh, he hit the left upright. So 51. So Caden Mitchell hits the left upright.
Sorry.
Ada 55-14. The defense getting into it with 2:14 to play as that drive by Stilwell was halted by the Moore interception. Let's look at that one more time. Our Ada Nissan instant replay. Cougars got a lot of pressure, and then the deflection. Let's watch the deflection, then watch Moore as he hauled it in and headed to the end zone. In the gun at his 50. Back in his own territory. They want a screen. Lofts it up. Tipped. Intercepted.
One-handed.
50, 40,
One-handed.
35, 30. Hello, end zone. Fisher Moore has found pay dirt off the
Kenny, as I was saying there during the replay, it's a good job by Brendan. 2 or 3 of our penalties that we had last week were behind the play. Brendan could have got one there if he continues to block that guy, but he doesn't, which is good. He wasn't going to make a play on the ball, so good job by Brendan pulling off.
Yeah, great. Fisher's second interception of the year. Both of them came off deflections.
Will Johnson got up there.
Will Johnson got that one. George Maddox earlier in the year, and Fisher able to haul one in. 55-14 Ada. 23 touchdowns here in the third quarter. And now they'll kick it off after the Moore touchdown.
Also on that play, Kenny, the ball flutters because Kelton Stipe hits the quarterback right as he's releasing it. Clean, legal hit, knocked him to the ground, but that's why the ball flutters.
Caden Mitchell will kick off. High kick, fair caught, 35-yard line on the near side of the field by Hunter.
Make sure he fair caught it.
So 1st and 10 for Stilwell from their own 35 with 2:14 to play in the third. Ada's defense getting into the scoring action. So if Carlock earlier in the game, I think as we continue to try to, we're pretty sure.
It was an interception. I confirmed it.
You did?
Yes, it was an interception. He never had control, bounced out the right side of his body, and Carlock grabbed it.
Okay. So it was an INT. So that's 2 interceptions in the game for Ada. And on the year, that's now 15. Martinez being chased in the backfield by Conway. He's got him. Missed him the first time, got him the second time.
Great job, Chauncey. I mean, he's frustrated because the quarterback gets away, but stays with it and makes the tackle.
4th Ada sack of the game. Right now, the Cougars have dialed up pressure on Juan Martinez. With $1:45 to play.
Was that a sack or just a run? He was running it, wasn't he? He do his own read there.
2nd down and 15. Behind the chains are the Stilwell Indians one more time. Martinez in the shotgun. Rolling right. Stipe chases. Hurls one up in the air, and it's going to land at the 50-yard line. Nobody around. He just had to throw it up. And now they're making Martinez pay.
Yeah, he's hurt too, Kenny. We're slow to get up.
Tough young man. He is, at halftime, he had attempted.
He got sandwiched pretty good there.
Maybe somewhere between 40 and 45 pass attempts. He had 27 at halftime.
37.
37 in the
20
game.
of 37, which is respectable for 249.
1:23 to play. Ada on the way to a 7-0 start. First time since that 2012
2012, and we're going to continue to say that, hopefully, until the semifinals. That team lost one of their teammates that week, and many people would say he was probably on their way to a state championship and that's, unfortunately, Kenny, the second time that had happened in 03 or 04 as well.
Stipe, Justice, Fuller, and Conway, the linebackers for the Cougars, on 3rd down and 15. Martinez, nope, they got changed quarterbacks, and they got a big hope, 35, 40, 45, secondary, all the way to the 48-yard line. They brought number 12 in, Brayton Carter at quarterback. He showed some speed on 3rd and long and got into the secondary for 18.
Good run there by Carter. We had him, Kenny. Credit to him for continuing to churn his legs and get down the field. But
and he's kind of a little bit banged up as Martinez has left the game. Brayton Carter, the backup quarterback, is in. Just made an 18-yard run. Make it 19. They're going to mark it up at the 49 officially. Aided on top by 41. 45 seconds to play in the third quarter. Carter in the shotgun. Hands it off. Dancing.
Good job, Chauncey.
Yeah, Chauncey just kind of.
Good job.
Yeah, he couldn't get around his man to make the tackle.
That's what he's supposed to do there, Kenny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he did what he's supposed to do. He kind of sealed off the edge over here.
Sealed off the edge, forced it inside. Your middles come and make the tackle. He did a great job not breaking his job. Was that Benham? Benham.
Second down and 10 off the Benham carry from the 49-yard line. Hunter Catron comes in to the near side on the boundary side. Ball on the left hash. Martinez back in, throws a slant pattern, and it's incomplete.
Good coverage there by Kamari.
Tried to get it to Chukalate, sliding at the 41 as Martinez took a couple plays off, but right back in there, hurling the football downfield.
One more play here in the third quarter, Kenny.
It's 3rd and 10.
Barring a defensive foul.
Front line for Ada is Coffey and Johnson, the ends. Coyle on the nose. You got Kamari and Deontay on the corners. Carlock and Eli Justice in the game at the safeties. Back to pass, Martinez, and tried to throw it to the back shoulder of Teehee in front of the Ada bench, and they miscommunicated. Martinez threw it at an out pattern to the 45-yard line. Teehee continued downfield. Incomplete pass, and that ends quarter number 3. It'll be 4th down when we start quarter number 4. All Ada in the third, outscoring Stilwell 20-0. Ada 55, Stilwell 14. The fourth quarter of Cougar football coming up next. Tonight's broadcast streaming at K80ARadio.net, a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. "12 minutes of football left from Stilwell. Ada 55-14. Offense the last 2 weeks has been nothing less than spectacular. 118 points now, heading in the last 7 quarters.
Part of it, Kenny, is we're playing a team that's two teams that aren't quite as good defensively, but we knew that. You get past the Hilldale and Salisaw, 2 pretty good teams, and the offense was close in both of those.
Dowdy's going to punt. High kick, straight up in the air, not very deep. Bounces. Ada bounce coming upfield, and Stilwell.
Let it go.
They let it bounce to the 39-yard line. The guy might have got confused. Landon Baker let it bounce.
He's in there a long time.
At the Ada 39. So only a 12-yard punt. So Ada takes over. Probably could start seeing some substitutions soon.
There's not many left, Kenny.
They start the fourth with 11:48 to play. Ada scoring at will. Big plays, a 95-yard touchdown, an 87-yard touchdown, a couple of plus 50, school record 6 touchdown passes by Brock Boyles, who takes the snap, hands it off to Conway up the middle, big hole, secondary 50, 45, running away, 40, 35, 30, 25, Chauncey! Inside the 20. They're going to mark it right at the 20-yard line.
Kenny, for Stilwell.
Conway from the 39 in Ada territory to the 20 in Stilwell territory. Goes 41 yards. Big hole up the middle. Offensive line again doing an outstanding job. They've been outstanding tonight. Let's get the big guys up front. Dawson Matthews, who missed 3 weeks with a knee injury. Actually, 4 weeks to recover. Had a bye week in there, wearing a brace on that right knee. Has gone the whole way at left tackle. Isaiah Hayden, the left guard. Kel Fuller, the center. Caleb Suneagle, the right guard. They got Ashton Rowell at the right tackle position.
Fisher is a little gimpy.
So Fisher into the game. Sets up over Cord Coffey on the left side as a sniffer back. That's the power side. They run that way with Conway. Nice feet as he cut back inside. Didn't see the edge, so he stopped and planted and cut right back upfield, east and west.
It's a good cut there by Chauncey.
to the
So Lane Haynes, I believe, is 16.
get to the 15-yard line.
Going to come in for Fish at that sniffer back. I need to confirm that. I think it is. Yes.
Sophomore. Second down for the Cougars from the 15. They need 5 for a first down. Conway beside Boyles off his right hip. Gets it running left. Cuts inside. Chauncey, end zone. Touchdown, Ada. Picked his way behind some outstanding blocking. Great feat by Chauncey Conway. And he has a 15-yard touchdown run. And Ada scoring at will in about any way they want tonight. Have hung 60-plus for the second consecutive week on the road, 61-14.
Great job of blocking there on the interior.
Extra point by Mitchell off the Stafford hold coming. Fisher-Marr will snap it.
Hold on, I got officials timeout. What's he doing?
With 10:01 to play. He takes his white hat off, not sure. Cougars 61-14. Led this game 21-0. Had Stilwell cut it to 21-14. And pending the extra point, maybe 41 unanswered. 6 straight touchdowns by Ada since Stilwell challenged. Mitchell missed his last extra point, but he's been brilliant. Trying to make it 8 of 9 tonight, and he drills the extra point this time. Cougars on top 62-14 as Chauncey Conway gets into the end zone for the Ada Cougars as Chauncey made a really nice run there. The blocking was good. He's kind of picked his way to the end zone to give Ada their 9th touchdown of the game for the second consecutive week. And for Chauncey Conway, looking at that is his first touchdown of the season. Let's see it again. Via beside Boyles off his right hip. Gets it running left. Cuts inside. Chauncey, end zone. Touchdown, Ada. Picked his way. What a block there, Sun Eagle, and then Matthews on the kind of got his guy pressed to the edge and then Sun Eagle really looked like he flattened the guy there. Chauncey found the end zone.
Kenny, we got something cool happening here. Sean Mahan's going to get to kick a varsity kick. He's listed as 81 on the roster, but he's wearing 91. The Red Bandit. I saw him run down and grab the tee and the ball, Kenny, before we kicked the extra point, and he ran about a 4.2 when they told him to go get it.
We've got a running clock now, by the way.
I think that's what he was taking his white hat off for.
So I'm not sure when they scored that touchdown. 10:01. They've been running for a while.
Yeah.
So that was a drive, took a minute 47 seconds is all it took for Ada. Here's the kick. Hey, he hit a dandy. 23, 24-yard line, fumbled, picked up, fumbled again, and finally falling on it is number 1 for Stilwell, Cole Grimmett. Young man's fired up, nice kick. Sean Mahan Jr. getting accolades as he comes off. Ashton Rowling Company that's a thrill. That's awesome. So Sallisaw will take over. We'll say at the 8-minute mark. It was the running clock.
It's 25. That's about where he caught it, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. Right about the 25. It may have came forward a yard or so, but it's a nice kick down the boundary over here. 62-14 Ada. Martinez takes the snap, inside handoff to Benham. He's into the secondary in the second level, and he's going to go all.
Hey, looky here, though.
Stonecipher chasing him, won't catch him. Benham going to go the distance for a touchdown. 75-yard rush by Benham for a touchdown. And Stilwell strikes their first touchdown since the second quarter when they cut the lead to 21-14. But how about the effort there by Stonecipher?
Yeah, Stonecipher's moving, man. Appreciate the effort from the big guy. Kenny, he actually did that last week, got called for a penalty that wasn't a penalty, in my opinion, on one of our touchdowns. He was hustling down the field, called him for a block in the back, or unnecessary roughness or something, but he got in front of the kid and blocked him. The kid was still running to make a play. Noticed his effort then.
62-20. Extra point is up and good. So the PAT is good, 62-21. Ada leads it. When we come back, the game might be over because it's 6:22 and they have the running clock. We'll take a timeout. This is Cougar Football, tonight's broadcast and presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Stilwell. Running clock here late in the fourth quarter. Ada on top, 62-21. Stilwell breaks a 75-yard touchdown run, and I think Ada, as we look at the replay, Trey Kennedy might have had 10 men on the field.
Yeah, we ran the Fighting Irish defense there. Ed Starr did not have a jack linebacker in the game, which would have been over there on the right side where they ran it.
So the Cougars will get a chance to return a kick with 5:15 and counting. Again, the running clock for the second straight week. Ada has 9 touchdowns, 18 touchdowns in 2 weeks. Going to be 7-0. Headed back home to take on Fort Gibson next Thursday. 7 o'clock kickoff, Corey Easto Stadium. The Indians will kick off from the 40. Grimmett puts his foot into it. The Cougars better find it. They get it picked up at the 27. That's Lane Haynes, I think, from 16.
Yep.
Across the 30 to the 31 potentially. We'll mark it out to 31 where Ada will take over. We'll say at the 40 mark. If you joined us late, Cougars held Stilwell 3-and-out on their initial possession of the game. Ada took over after a punt at their own 5 and a 95-yard touchdown run by Xander Rhines on the first play, and they've never looked back. Stilwell did cut it to 21-14.
Kanan Parker in the game, freshman, number 33.
Second straight week he's got some snaps. There's a high snap, ball loose, and
I think Wortham got back on it.
It's still been a scramble for it inside the 20-yard line. Ada had not turned it over tonight, but just did on a bad snap.
Gummit.
The Cougars fumble on a bad snap. Recovered by Stilwell. Didn't get the number who got up by Stilwell. So Stilwell will take over 3.5 minutes and the play at the 8-19. The Cougars on top by 41. So plus 15 district points. They've maxed those out for the second consecutive week. Cougars now be plus 44 in 4 district games. Cougars got 11 on the field this time. Martinez still in at quarterback. Going to hand it off left side, and they got a face mask as they got Malachi McNack, and you can see his head being pulled back. Not sure. Inadvertent as they reached in to get McNack, had him in the backfield, and looks like his helmet maybe even came off or took it off. So a personal foul, face mask against the Cougars. We'll move the football closer to the shadows of the Ada goal line.
Is it half the distance, or is it?
The play started at the.
It was at the 19.
Should be.
Face mask was at the 20, so they marked it down to the 10.
So a face mask to the 10. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 10. As Martinez again works from the shotgun, McNack to his left. Try to get all the Ada defenders in there for him. McNack gets it, and let's get all of them set for you if we can. The Ada second and third unit getting into the contest. 75, Matthew Robinson in the game at the defensive line. We told you about Stone Cipher. Isaiah Underwood, sophomore defensive lineman, also in there for the Cougars. 1:38 to play. Shotgun, they hand it off, running right. And that's a great play by Colton Carlock, bringing down McNack at about the 4-yard line.
Missed the play, Kenny.
So ball to 4, a $1:15 to play. It's 3rd down. I think it was McNack both times.
Fix it later.
They've gone from the 10 to the 4 on 2 carries. 3rd down and goal. Martinez looking left, fires one high for the end zone. It's going to be out of bounds on the far side, I believe.
Nope.
Did he catch it? Yeah, he was inbound. Boy, I tell you, you just can't see the sidelines on the far side. That's a nice passing catch. Can't even get a number.
Can you zoom in on that, Mason? I don't know.
Number 4, maybe number 1, Grimmett. Grimmett the catch, 62-27. And that'll be the last play of the game. The clock will run down. There won't be another kickoff. So a 4-yard TD pass to Grimmett. Grimmett for the extra point, and he's got it up and good. Clock's going to run out with the running clock. 62-28 will be your final. Ada wins it against the Stilwell Indians here from James Bradley Memorial Field. Ada Cougars are 7-0 on the season. 4-0 in 4A4 district play. Headed home to play Fort Gibson next week. Your post-game show, including all your Ada Nissan instant replays, coming up in about 3 minutes. You can see the Ada Cougars and head coach Brad Osteen and the rest of his coaching staff heading onto the field to shake hands with the Stilwell Indians. Final score again, Ada 62, Stilwell 28. Cougar football. Tonight's broadcast has been a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to Stilwell, where the Ada Cougars have blasted the Stilwell Indians. They've already wiped the score off the scoreboard. I don't blame them. 62-28 Cougars. Not that close. Stilwell scored on the last 2 possessions with a running clock when the Cougars had 10 men on the field, and then scored late on a touchdown pass when a couple meaningless touchdowns. But Ada dominant tonight, Trey. It was challenged one time. They had 21-0 lead. Stilwell cut it to 21-14. But the Cougars, after that, said no mas. They really turned it on. Off to a big win.
Yeah, it was. The offense was clicking. Don't know what else to say other than that. Defense, I'm sure they'll have some stuff to work on this week. I'm sure Coach Shamley will want to tidy up some things. Biggest thing, hope George is okay.
Yep.
Hope Fisher's okay. He was kind of gimpy there late too. I don't think anything serious. It's just nagging.
We had a couple. One school record set tonight, another that is going to be pretty close.
Yeah.
We're going to research that. School record, 6 touchdown passes by sophomore quarterback Brock Boyles. They went 13, 33, 53, 53, 55, and 87 tonight. The last one, 87 to Cord Coffee. And then we're going to see where this is at in the record books. A 95-yard touchdown run on the Cougars' first play from scrimmage tonight. Yeah. Xander Rhines took one to the house. So an explosive night offensively. Let's go ahead and get to the Ada Nissan second half replays. Our good friends and appreciate Ada Nissan. Cougars led 35-14 at halftime. Started the second half, got the football, deferred in the first half. So got the ball to start the second half. Started at their own 45-yard line. Went 9 plays and 55 yards. Took them only 3 minutes, 15 seconds. And it was a pass on 4th down again as the Cougars on the second time tonight on 4th down. Brock Boyles, one of his 6 touchdown passes. This one, a beautiful back shoulder catch and passing catch to LaKeven Richardson. They bring 6. They throw to the end zone. Back shoulder catch. Shaw Boyles going to look off the safety there to the left and came back to the right and put it on the money. Extra point by Mitchell made it 42-14. Stilwell would turn it over on downs. Ada would get the ball back, leading 42-14 from their own 13-yard line. Backed up for the second time tonight. Didn't bother the Cougars either time. A 95-yard run by Rhines in the first half, as aforementioned. And this time, they slipped the big tight end with the solid hands. Cord Coffee out into the secondary, and Cord showed some speed for an 87-yard touchdown. Boyles, who takes the snap, low snap, play action, throws over the middle. Caught, wide open, Coffee, 45, 40, 45, 50,
Cord. Show some speed,
40,
Cord.
Headed to the end zone.
Yes,
sir! They went to sleep on the big tight end, and he made them pay. Again, beautifully designed. It looked like the flow was going left, and Cord was coming from left to right, and just middle of the field wide open to pay dirt. Ada on the Mitchell PAT led it 49-14. Stilwell to get the football, and they'd have a drive from their own 28-yard line. had a little something going. Then the Cougar defense started getting pressure on Juan Martinez. Will Johnson got the last bit of pressure and actually got a hand on the football, and Fisher Marr was opportunistic, his second interception of the season. This time, he found the end zone. In the gun at his 50. Back in his own territory. They want a screen. Lofts it up. Tipped. Intercepted.
One-handed.
50, 40,
One-handed.
35, 30. Hello, end zone. Fisher Marr had found pay dirt off the trying to run the screen. Will Johnson backed up beautifully. Couldn't grab it, but deflected the old tip drill. And Fisher able to get it, head to the end zone. PAT missed by Mitchell. There's only one miss in 9 tries tonight. 55-14 Ada. They would score one more time after holding Stilwell to a punt, only a 12-yard punt, as we go to have your Ada Nissan replay. Chauncey Conway's had some nice runs this year. Well, he got the Cougars from the 39 to the 20, a 31-yard run on first down, and then got him to the 15-yard line on second down. So Chauncey on this 3-play, 61-yard drive had all 61 to himself. The final 15 came on this carry. Beside Boyles off his right hip, gets it running left, cuts inside. Chauncey, end zone, touchdown Ada! Picked his way. Again, you see Dawson Matthews out sealing the edge on a block. Caleb Suneagle, a beautiful job getting his guy to the ground. And then Chauncey, the great vision and feet, just kind of picked his way through behind his blocking, got into the end zone. His first rushing touchdown of the year as the Cougars go up 62-21 at that point. And then the final, or 62-14, the final would be 62-28, 2 late touchdowns by Stilwell.
Yeah.
Liability.
Because we were wrong. CJ had 5 last year in his first start. Or Brock did. CJ came out when his first game back against Fort Gibson. Through 6.
So he ties the school record with CJ.
Yep.
There you go. Yep. There you go. So Brock Boyles tying a school record. Thanks for looking that up with CJ. So it's 11 in back-to-back games last year by the Cougars.
Yep.
And so Brock Boyles ties the school record with Carter Freeland from last year as 6 touchdown passes in one game. Cougars manhandled Stilwell, moved to 7-0 on the season. Your final stats, and the Cougars had a lot of yardage again tonight. Trey Kinley runs those down for you next. This is Cougar Football. Tonight's broadcast a presentation of the Chickasaw Nation. Welcome back to James Bradley Memorial Field, Stilwell, Oklahoma, where the Ada Cougars have hammered the Stilwell Indians 62-28. That's in Stilwell now in the last 2 games. That's 55 and 62 points respectively. As the Cougars win by 34, they get their 15 district points back-to-back weeks. Now plus 44 after 4 district games. In first place alone, because Poto hadn't played yet. They play tomorrow night. So Poto a chance to go to 4-0, 8-4-0 in district play, ranked number 4 in the state. And they really piled up the numbers tonight offensively, Trey, and they were efficient in doing so. Yeah,
they were very efficient offensively, and we'll get into the numbers here in a second. Defensively, probably a little bit to be desired. Stilwell had 18 first downs, 27 rushes for $153, so five yards a carry, 5.5. 21 of 41 passing for 253, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 4 penalties for 30 yards, 9-21 on third down, 1 of 2 on fourth down. Ada only had 14 first downs, but 17 rushes for 211 yards, so that's over 10 a carry, almost 12. 8 of 14 passing, 315 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Did have 1 fumble lost, is that right?
1 late in the game,
Yep, and then 4 penalties, 45 yards, so clean that up. And one of those, I didn't like the 15-yarder down here in front of us. There was 2 little bitty pushes called the retaliation one, but it was nothing flagrant or anything like that. 0 of 4 on third down, but 3 of 3 on fourth down, which works pretty good. Individually, Stilwell, Benham had 14 for 126, but the big one there at the end skews that. Brayton Carter 1 for 19, Juan Martinez 8 for 6. Malachi McNack 2 for 3, and Trey Chukalate 2 for -1. Passing, Martinez 21 of 41 for 253, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Receiving, Trey Chukalate 8 for 151 and a touch. Oren Shelley 6 for 41 and a touch. Braden Carter, 2 for 26. Tyrus Teehee, 2 for 20. Chase Benham, 2 for 11. Cole Grimmett, 1 for 4, and a touchdown. The late touchdown there. Individually for Ada, Xander had 8 for 127, so 15 yards a carry. Chauncey had 6 for 73, so 12 yards a carry. Colton only carried twice for 11 yards. Kanan Parker had him 1 for 0 on that bad snap. I got to figure out exactly how to stat that. Brock, 8 of 14 for 315, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Deontay Lindsay had 5 for 162, 3 touchdowns. Cord Coffey, 1 for 87, 1 touchdown. And LaKeevan Richardson, 2 for 66 and 2 touchdowns. So Keeve averaged 33 yards a catch, Deontay averaged 30 yards a catch, and Cord averaged 87 yards a catch.
39.4 per catch as a team tonight in the 8 completions.
Did you do that in your head?
I did it.
That's pretty impressive.
39.4 yards
You're
per
going to be
catch,
exhausted. You're probably going to sleep all the way home now.
For Ada tonight, it was outstanding. Tying a school record, Brock Boyles, Carter Freeland owned the record with 6 touchdown passes in a game against Fort Gibson last year. Brock Boyles ties that record with 6 tonight of 13, 33, 53 twice, 55, and 87 as the Cougars dominate this game 62-28. And next week, it's back home after 2 games on the road. Fort Gibson, the Fort Gibson Tigers come calling. And Fort Gibson, an improved football team this year, got their hands full tonight at home.
Yeah, losing to Medill right now.
Medill trying to get their first win of the season, leads at Fort Gibson 27-21.
John Marshall in the battle of unbeatens against Woodward, up 12-7 in the fourth quarter.
Trying to get their first win of the year. And really everything else looks pretty chalky tonight in 4A. Wagner 61-0 over Cleveland. Blanchard up big as the number 3 team in the state. And
Cushing up big on McLean, too.
Bethany beat Tecumseh.
That was the only double-ranked game that I see, Cushing and McLean.
And Cushing hammered them 41-6.
Yep.
So no final yet on Medill game, but Medill leads 27-21 last report in the fourth against Fort Gibson. All right, so Cougars win 7-0. Now try to get back and ice baths in the morning. Checked out the ankle or the foot. It looked like an ankle of George Maddox.
It was his left ankle. He planted, and it just rolled on him. Hopefully no damage, just yeah, there was Coach Mr. Calley here adding some commentary. Said that he stepped in a hole, which there was definitely some holes out there.
Well, I talked to Coach Boyle. I was out there walking the field pregame, and he said, "Hope no one gets injured." The kind of, field's not terrible. There are it was a little bit.
It's grass. It's a
grass
natural field,
and a little bit holy at times, and that's kind of what you get. And so he rolled it there. Hopefully, again, he is okay, and you just got to continue to get healthier. The good news is Dawson Matthews pretty much went the distance tonight, at least till midway, partway through the fourth quarter, with that brace need, and so the Cougars getting healthier there, and the offensive line was good again. And they win it big. So Fort Gibson next week at home, 7 o'clock kickoff, 1 week from tonight. Another Thursday game. The reason Fort Gibson's on spring break next week, so they fall break. So they come calling to Ada for a 6:30 pregame. If you can't make it out, 7 o'clock streaming at k80aradio.net. So if we can get through next week, you're 8-0, and then we as broadcasters can look ahead. I know they won't as a team, but that's what I've been able to do for years. We can take sneak peeks. It's the showdown at Poto in 2 weeks, and we're headed toward a clash of potentially 2 8-0 teams ranked top 3 or 4 in the state at that time. So, to get one more week to get there, but the Cougars on their way, Trey Kinley.
Yeah, it's exciting times. Again, first time 7-0 since that 12 team. Next week we'll look to start 5-0 in the districts for the first time since 14, I believe. Lost one or two non-cons that year, but started out the district 5-0.
Cougar football brought to you in part tonight by Ada Nissan, Great Plains, Kubota, Wild Roads Place, Hilltop Dodge, First United Bank, T&W Tire, Classic Cake, Landrum ENT, Vision Bank, Chickasaw Travel Stop, Simmons Bank, Laser Zone Family Fun Center, Collier County Dodge Hyundai, Don Carpenter, State Farm Insurance, Vision Bank, and Fenton Ford. For Trey Kinley, Son Carter, great job engineering, and Mason Lee on camera. Until next week from Fort Gibson, when the Cougars host the Fort Gibson Tigers. Final score for the final time from Stilwell, 8-62, Stilwell 28. God bless. Good night, everybody.